Hello. Welcome to CharmedPersons. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. Morning for some of us, afternoon for some of us. Just thanks for joining. Whenever you're watching this. This is CharmedPersons. Tomorrow, at 7:30 p.m. Central, we have an episode of Talk With Me, the greatest talk show on the internet, hosted by Eric and Matt. That'll be happening at 7:30. Yes. The title is Everything Must Go. So,
Big
what's
guests.
it going to be about? Big guests?
Big surprises.
Go check it out. And then Thursday at 7... Nope. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, we have the next Monster Hearts session. Special time. Alert! Special time at 7 p.m. Central on Tuesday is the next Monster Hearts session. If you want to be aware of all of these schedule changes, follow us at CharmedPersons on Instagram and TikTok. Also, Wednesday night is the premiere of our show, Hear Me Out. We're going to be trying to convince participants in the show to agree and or disagree about some controversial opinions. So come check that out this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. And then that's it. And then coming back to next week. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Next week, normal time.
This is the best you've ever done.
12 p.m. Central for Campaign 3 to see whatever happens after today's session. But before today's session, let's get into a little recap.
Discord!
Dang it!
What about that? What about that Discord? Yeah.
Discord.
What about that Discord?
Okay, so please join our Discord. !Discord in the chat. An alert will also be popping up. Charmed Family, if you want to see what the cast is saying behind my back, rudely, join
Publicly behind your back.
Publicly behind my back. Please check that out. And then a recap of where we've come from so far. The Charmed Family, and by that I mean the concerned citizens. The concerned citizens, having recently come from destroying the majority of the Sect of the Abyss and putting their plans to a halt, were then thrust into an invaded dynasty. The Kavaxian Empire, working alongside the Chromatic Council, a council of dragons, invaded the dynasty and basically occupied the dynasty immediately. Our party then put it upon themselves to help the dynasty by ridding them of these dragons, along with finding some ancient magical items that could hopefully help them along the way. Both of those reasons brought them to Hilnam, where young red dragon named Ember and the youngest member of the Chromatic Council was currently hoarding over the city, as well as this being Aeliana Avarna's home. And she also found one of the first Sabian heirlooms, the Wand of Sunsets, which she utilized quite fantastically in last week's session. But before we get to that, the party first had to meet with Aeliana's mother, gather some information, scout the city of Hilnam, and discover exactly what was going on. They found out exactly how Ember was having his day-to-day operations led. They found where Gavin Lysey was. They found out that the Kavaxian Empire was low in number here. And utilizing all this information, devised a plan to rid Hilnam of Gavin Lysey, Brennan Avarna, and the young red dragon Ember. The night before, young Emory put it upon himself to remind the group of the moral repercussions of what was happening and the grayness of the situation that they found themselves in, leading to an intense discussion, a poignant discussion. Eventually, the party did agree, however tumultuously, that the dragon needed to be destroyed. So the plan was set into motion, and the concerned citizens, having learned so much in their over year-long time together, working together as adventurers, were competent and confident in their plan, dispatching Gavin Lysey with one blow thanks to Emory's rogue assassin abilities, then taking control of the constructs. They put up a ruse to ambush Brennan of Avarna and the Redwood Knight, which they did so successfully, Aeliana of Avarna getting the killing blow on her uncle, Brennan of Avarna. The Redwood Knight was then destroyed by another blow dealt by young Emory, who was hiding in the moment. An opportunity attack of all things. And having finally dispatched of Gavin Lysey and Brennan of Avarna, our party went to face the young Red Dragon Ember, yet again coming up with a ruse that was successful and got them very close to Ember before the battle began. But despite everything having gone exactly as they had planned and as well as they had hoped, the battle was still quite hard. Not only the difficulty of the battle, but the fates deciding and speaking through the dice with some unfortunate rolls did cause Aeliana of Avarna to die in the battle. However, prepared as they were, her partner and party member, Oliver, ran to her, revived her, and Aeliana, who had a moment of peace and also closure as she saw her father and her older brother together in a beautiful place, still made the, to her, obvious decision to return to Oliver and her party. The young Red Dragon was killed by the concerned citizens. The medallion was taken, and the self-destruct sequence of the medallion being removed without the proper ritual was initiated, and an explosion took away a quarter of the Duke's manor, as well as a good chunk of the young Red Dragon's body. And that is where we ended last week's session.
Does that make the Avarna household the second biggest house again? Is that after the library?
Yeah, probably the second, yeah.
Cool. It's all planned.
And so...
Perfect.
Yeah, that's why we did it.
You find yourselves at the front gates of the Duke's Manor. Right where we left off was you were being surrounded by townspeople who were cheering for you. It's not a huge crowd, so but probably 30, 40 people are there cheering for you. And you are approached by Titus II, who comes up to you, and he says, "You did it! You killed him!"
There's no way I'm in it right now. Like, I was
Yeah,
just
of course.
dead, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of like still reeling, I think.
Is everybody else okay?
He looks at all the... yes, none of us luckily were too near the blast, and he kind of looks up, and you do see that the council members who survived are like standing up and brushing themselves off. And you do see that Titus Sr. is there, shorter, balding, kind of chubby, and he's like brushing himself off, and he says, "What have you done?"
We've saved your city.
And you don't think that there's 4 other dragons? You've just doomed us all.
Shut up.
Were you hoping we would kill them all at the same time?
How do you not know that they will not seek revenge on us?
They may seek revenge on us, certainly.
I think Aeliana will step forward and like right up to him.
And you see he like gets a glance at you for who you truly are in this moment, because everything having happened so fast. And as you step up to him, he just,
You doomed this city. By siding with the enemy, and you have no right.
And you see that Lady Lily, not Lily, Lady, the other one.
Let me find one.
Lady the other
Lady
one.
the other one.
Lady the other one. Quincy.
No.
No.
Quincy's the good one. Her name is...
Oh, Kedra.
Kedra, yes. Lady Kedra. You see she comes up, Baroness Kedra, yeah. She comes up behind, behind Titus, and says, "It is our actions that have kept this city safe from further harm." And Abel steps forward at this moment. And he says, "It's your actions that kept us in the corner, kept us cowering. We're not going to take this... We're not going to take this oppression lightly-handed. And the two of you are being removed from any seat of authority in this city." And they both start, like, protesting. "You have no right to Baroness Lily steps up, and she says, I second the motion. You're cowards, children playing at this leadership. Keep your houses, but keep your voices shut." They both start to speak up, but then Titus Jr. speaks up, and he says, "Father, enough. You're 1 foot in the grave as it is." He comes up and he like talks to his dad, and him and Kedra start to leave in a huff, clearly seeing that they're outnumbered. Those of you who were like off to the side of this conversation, so like Rowina, Rowina and Danny, people are like excited and like trying to like, pump you up and praise you for what happened, but no one's really approaching you guys. They seem a little bit intimidated. But you do see like Oliver and Emory, who are off to the side of the conversation, and a little bit more. Hildam is a lot less magical, and so they approach the two of you, and are just like shaking your hands and thanking you, and just so incredibly thankful to all of you. Xander is also not getting... Xander...
Is he still a werewolf?
Yeah, people are really not into him. And he's just kind of like over huffing and puffing in a corner, and he's going to blow a house down. Yeah,
the rest of the Duke's Manor is blown away.
So that's kind of that's the painted picture of this situation, kind of what everybody's doing. What do all of you do?
I think I would go over to Oliver and just say, I know that you probably need a moment, but we probably should check on Aeliana's mom and let the king know that we've gotten the city back as soon as possible.
I was just about to say we should go find Aeliana's mom. I can't send a message today.
That's all right.
But
maybe we can find somebody else who can inform the king.
Yeah, or I could do it in the morning, or I think Aeliana's mom should be at the haunted house. At least that's what we told her to do.
Yes.
I think we should go there right away. I also think we should try to stop the Drow from leaving the city. The Drow warriors, the rest of them, if we can.
Perhaps we could ask the council to send guards to get them, and we could go get Aeliana's mom.
Absolutely. Not the same thing.
I'll turn to whichever of the good council members is closest.
Abel. He's currently kind of like dishing out orders and trying to like get people organized.
Um, I'm sure you're already on this, but we need to go check on somebody. The drow should not leave the city. Can you send people after them?
He kind of like looks into the manor. Right. We'll do our best. They're more trained than our local guard, and if they're not wanting to be found, I'm not sure if we can find them, but we'll do our best.
Even if we get one that's alive, we can maybe ask it some questions.
Right. And he goes over and just tries to find actually, you don't see any town's guard around here, so he goes and tries to find people who are able to go and get some of the soldiers. A lot of the soldiers were the people you saw in pyres in the middle of the city, so yeah, but he starts trying to gather some people up.
Could I this is Emory now. Could I help? Would that be okay?
Are you talking to Abel?
Help.
I'm talking to Abel and also like my crew.
I mean,
is that okay? Is that okay if I?
Of course.
Help. It doesn't seem like. Are you guys okay with that?
Whatever you want to do.
Please.
Would like to.
We could really use your help, right?
Be of use.
Don't be gone long, and I'll give you the other ring.
I'll come back or meet at the treehouse.
Well, we're going to the haunted house, but
haunted house is.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be too tough to find.
Xander kind of like comes back down. He
looks pants on, man.
He looks to his clothes are absorbed.
I know.
He shifts. He looks to you and he says, "It's up to you. Do you want me to go with you, or do you want to do this alone?"
Me?
Your nose could be useful.
Yeah, he says that to you, Emory.
I'll look at the group and know that, especially Oliver, who has been very, very adamant about not splitting the party, and I'll agree to Xander coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's get started in there, and he starts heading into the manor.
I would just
Naruto run
like before you walk away, Emory. I would like motion at the ring that I just gave you and just say, "Send word when you're headed back, and we'll tell you where we are."
Again, just remember it is a 120-foot distance.
We're 120 feet away, bro. Hey, Emory.
I say,
we already used the sending stone today, or did we?
Sorry, what?
Did we use the sending stone today, or is that?
Oh wait, no. You're right. The ring and the stone are really fucking me up. I will give you the sending stone, not the ring.
Okay.
Cool.
So I think we used it yesterday. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have
it's
one sending.
Yep.
As long as you want.
Oh, you wasted it.
No, I didn't do it.
Oh shit. Danny, just because I haven't heard you speak up, where's your head at? What are you doing in this moment?
I'm just exhausted, and I'm using the grace that people don't really want to talk to me to just set off on the path down the hill ahead of everybody else.
Gotcha. So you're heading to the haunted house.
Yeah.
Which is the ex-haunted, the no longer
the
haunted,
unhaunted house.
The unhaunted house. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Aeliana, Oliver, and Rowina quickly follow Danny.
You do notice that Oliver's walking a little funny right now.
Okay.
I clock it.
So first we cut to the four of you, and as you approach the mansion, you see that you can see from a distance. And Danny, actually, because you specifically said that you went ahead of everybody, I'll say that you see this first and have a moment of being ahead of everybody that you can decide what to do before they get into eyesight of it. But you see that the door is ajar, to the manor, and you see a pair of legs sticking out of the door, wearing like pants.
Wait. Please stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush up.
Okay, you rush up.
No.
You see
Just asleep.
a body of a male servant. He is carrying a short sword, or was. He has been cut in multiple places. And go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a 27.
27. On the like edges of the cuts, you notice this like black scarring or substance or something that kind of is like on the outline of the wounds, almost as if the weapon that made these gashes had some kind of coating or was made of some kind of substance that leaves behind like some kind of residue. And it's like a black residue, and that's what you can see. You can figure out more if maybe if you want to like, but it's like
Not
ever,
right
it's
now.
ever so faint, and so that's why you're able to find it. But as this is happening, you're standing over the body. You've taken some time to look at it. You know that they are probably 15, 30 seconds away from getting an eyesight of you standing here. So, like, what do you do? Do you just wait for them?
I'm listening for if there's any listening in the house, like kind of attuning my senses,
Yeah.
making sure that like if I can hear anything else.
I'll let that perception check ride. You see at the top of the stairs, going further into the manor, you see what looks like a hand. That's the rest of the body seems to be cut off, but there's like a hand laying on the ground.
Oh god.
And you don't hear any movement or anything nearby.
As quiet as I can, then take my cloud helmet, flips over,
Yeah.
and head on up to where that second body is, checking all angles, making sure that no one else is around.
For sure. You scoot on up there. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Ugh, not great for me. 15.
15? Okay. You get up there. You see a female servant who has been killed. Again, is like kind of covered in some slash marks with that same residue on her. You don't see anybody. You don't hear anybody. Yeah. From where you are, it's eerily quiet.
I mean, is there a trail going on? I mean, probably downstairs kind of led to this one. Is there another?
Yeah, if you kind of go a little bit further in, you see that there is a door that you know from their last time being in here leads to like a bedroom, and it is cracked open. And I'll just go ahead and say somehow with that 27 perception check, you don't remember that being open the last time you guys were here.
Creep on over there.
At this point, the three of you have reached the main door. You see that Danny has rushed in. You see this body on the ground. What do the three of you do?
I don't have any kind of instinct to stealth or anything. I'm running inside and yelling for my mom.
Okay. So, Danny, as you get to this door and kind of, do you just open it? Do you slowly open it? What do you do?
Yeah, I think not reaching for the door handle, just kind of palm against the actual door itself. move it a little bit as far as I can, just enough that I can gauge
Okay.
if there's anyone waiting in there.
You barely open it. You start to hear the commotion from downstairs, and a object flies past your vision and lands right into the wood of the door frame, and it's a dagger. But it's like made of it like looks almost, it's like a completely all black dagger, and it looks like fuzzy almost.
What?
Who's there? You hear the voice of Kira,
Hi!
Aeliana's mother.
Who is now a ghost.
Maybe.
It is a haunted house.
And I would have heard the rest of them coming.
Yes.
Running, yelling, running up the stairs.
Aeliana, your mom's throwing daggers at me.
Danny? Kira comes to the door, and she opens the door, and Danny, as she opens the door, you see the like fuzzy looking dagger kind of like fall in a pile of like sandy ash on the ground, at least texture wise, from the look of it. And then she opens the door, and she sees all of you rushing to her. She sees Danny. You're all right.
Move aside so Aeliana.
Barrel right through, straight in.
She gives you a big hug. You're all right. You lived. You're all right.
Yep. I think she's like out of breath, probably like pretty out of breath from running, because I'm gonna say that there's more effect. But yeah, she's just like holding on for dear life, like, oh, I thought their bodies. What happened?
A couple of those loyal to Brennan, they followed me. They ambushed me.
Oh, we shouldn't get her there. I'm so sorry.
No. I'm. What of Brennan?
She pulls back and looks at him, or her. Dead. The dragon is dead. Gavin is dead. Brennan is dead.
So is the Redwood Knight and the Construct.
And the Redwood Knight and Construct, yes.
Wow.
It's over.
You're
Really?
free now.
It really is over. Oh, and she just starts crying and goes in to hug you, Aeliana. So, what now? Danny, I'm gonna say you definitely clock this, and Oliver, I would say you clock this as well, just being a person of knowledge with weapons. There is not a weapon on Kira. She doesn't have a weapon on her.
Now's not the time. I don't know if I should.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna
of course.
worry
Yeah,
about it.
No. I wasn't expecting you to react to it. I was just
Kelsey
letting
wants
you
to know
Yeah.
so bad.
We'll talk about it later. Just not right now.
Let's get you home, maybe, and then we'll.
No. I don't want to step foot inside that house ever again. Where to? Are you staying here?
We've been staying in the treehouse, but when we need to wait for Emory and Xander, they're trying to track down the drow that ran off, so we could wait here if you're. There are dead bodies, though, so I don't know if it's the right.
Yes, I suppose.
How did you do this? No, she's like coming to it. I think she's like,
Danny, what are you gonna do?
Just speaking of those dead bodies, while they're having this lovely family reunion, I'm gonna go loot those bodies, see if there's anything on either of them.
Okay,
oh my
yeah.
god.
You find two short swords, just regular short swords.
Yeah.
You find a silver ring with a green signet on it. Not signet.
Jim?
Yeah. There was a different word I was looking for, but yeah, a green gem. Silver ring with a green gem. That seems to be worth, you would guess, probably 50 gold.
Okay.
But then that's it. That's all you got.
No, like, notes, no instructions, none of that?
Nope.
Cool.
She looks at you, Aeliana, and she kind of sighs. Well, I don't really know how to have this conversation. Your gifts are not random. And she kind of takes a step back, and you see she kind of like raises her hands, and coming from what seems to be like the ground shadow maybe, these 3 daggers kind of start to swirl around her. And to everyone else, they pretty much look as how I've described. Aeliana, as an artist, you immediately can tell what this looks like. These daggers, the way that they move, the trail, it looks as if a charcoal writing. It's charcoal. It looks as if it's like a pencil sketch. Like, it looks like charcoal sketchings come to life and moving and swirling around.
Wow.
And she, like, kind of dissipates them.
Why didn't you say anything?
It was a side of me that before you left, I hadn't really come to terms with it. Oh, Aeliana, there's so much that you don't know.
What? What do you mean?
I feel like you should talk to my mom. I feel like you and my mom.
I was just about to say, I think our mom should hang out.
Yeah.
My family, our family, my side of the family, is not from the Sabian dynasty. We are from the kingdom of Lindor. That is where I met Gavin. And
You knew Gavin?
yes, when I was young and a student.
Oh.
And he was different then, a curious boy. I could tell that something had gone wrong with him when he showed back up in our lives looking for asylum, basically. I told Brennan we should turn him away, but Brennan disagreed, seeing his ambition for something that he could take as his own. But our abilities were much easier to express in the kingdom of Lindor, and we come from a long line of what is known as artistry mages. We are a sect of mages that specifically gain our power and use our power through various mediums of art. We're not so different from the bards that you know of song and music. We are just a cousin to that, really. There are more like you and I. And I'm so sorry for never telling you this earlier. I thought I was protecting you in a way.
You don't have to apologize.
I'm sure as a competent young woman that you are now, you have seen both the good and bad side of our abilities. I would think I was trying to protect you from that, all the bad, but that meant I was never allowing you to experience so much of the good that there is as well. Aeliana, you've not only freed Hilnam and saved me, but you've changed my life with what you've done today, with what you've done over the past few months, over the past year. I had resigned to a vision of my life that was destitute and sad. But it is what I was willing to do to keep those I love safe. I lost hope. And you have given me a new canvas, she says with a smile. You seem tired, hurt. Are you sure you're alright? You are at 1 HP.
I know. It was quite a battle, but I'll be all right.
What about young Emory and Xander? Are they all right as well?
Yes, they are. As I said, they're tracking down the drow. So there were some drow soldiers that tried to run, so we thought we'd try to stop them before. Where
Meanwhile,
we
use that to cut back to Xander and Emory entering the manor. Xander immediately is like, kind of like sniffing around, and he says, "All right, where do you think we should start?"
You upstairs. I'll block the main entrances.
Right.
Would they have been living in the manor? Would they have been staying in the manor? Because
I mean, I suppose
perhaps they went
so.
back for stuff.
Why wouldn't they? Right.
Yeah.
And so you're just gonna like kind of on the main floor guard the main entrances.
Yeah, like loosely ready to pounce on anyone who looks as though they might be going through the main area. Listening, like,
yes, of
keyed
course.
in.
After about 10, 15 minutes,
Oof.
nothing's happened. And Xander has not returned.
But I didn't hear any, like, scuffle or...
Nope, no scuffle.
10 or 15
Go ahead and roll a
minutes.
perception check.
Yeah, that's a substantial amount of time, and I'm anxious about it.
Yeah, of course.
Use a perception.
And if you think this would have happened earlier, I'm just letting you know upwards of 10 to 15 minutes would pass of nothing if you let it.
Yeah, I know. I think that Emory is keyed in right now, so
Yeah.
I think he trusts Xander to do
of
Xander's
course.
thing, and then when he
Yeah.
comes out and is like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But I only got a 8.
8. Okay, yeah, you don't hear anything.
Yeah, I think I'd come to realize that it's been some time and, you know, there's no clocks or watches or anything, so I would probably like, it's been an hour!
Yeah, of course.
And since no action has happened and I feel confident that, you know, no one's coming and going down here, I would, before moving on, go upstairs and...
Yeah. Do you want to stealth, or are you...
I think not. I don't need to stealth necessarily. It's just like approach cautiously.
Yeah. I would say with approach cautiously, like if you're not like just out shouting for Xander, as you get closer to, there's a door in a far hallway on the second floor, and you hear like hushed but intense voices. Multiple. As if like people are fighting but in a hushed tone.
Okay, like verbally fighting,
Yes,
or like
yes, verbally
okay.
fighting, yeah.
Now I will stealth and get as close to the door as I can.
Go ahead and roll stealth check for me.
Okay. That is a 18.
Nice.
I got 2 7s in a row.
So you see him before he sees you, and you see him without him seeing you. There is a person who is like at the entrance of the door with it cracked, like looking, watching for someone.
Oh.
But as you get closer, you do hear that there's intense voices happening. The person that you see at the crack of the door is a drow soldier. And he's looking. And you hear more drow voices from inside and the voice of Xander. You don't know exactly what they're saying, but they're like... It seems to be that Xander's fighting with some drow voices in a hushed tone.
Can I get to a place where I can hear without also being seen, or is that too...
Not without that guy seeing you, because it's just kind of a door in the middle of a hallway.
God damn it. Can I'd like to stealth up video game style to this guy and press triangle to silently grapple him like through the door, and like, because in my head I'm picturing that he's looking out the door, they're engaged in the fight, not necessarily like eyes on this guy, because he's the lookout, so he would tell them if something happens. So I'm trying to like subdue him to either use him to get into the space and see what's going on, or to just even like take him out.
Okay, so you have two options. You can either roll an acrobatics check to attempt to grapple him, and I would give him a +1 to his like roll, which would be your DC, which would for silencing him if you chose to like want to silence him with that grapple. Or you can just attack him non-lethally. So you can like you do a surprise attack using your assassin ability, your all that, but make it non-lethal damage.
But that would create a disturbance that would draw attention.
No, you could bring him out. It's like one. It's just one. The guy's unconscious. One. The guy's conscious. And you obviously have a bit more of a the route where you make the guy unconscious. Probability is a little bit more on your side. You'd be attacking at advantage, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The other one's a little bit harder because he's rolling against you. So, yeah.
I think I want to do the second one. I want to knock him out.
Yeah, cool. So go ahead and roll an attack at advantage because you are stealth.
Am I because this is non-lethal? Would it be unarmed, or could I just say that I like hit?
No, you can use your dagger. Yeah, you can like use the butt of your dagger. You're basically you're using It's an attack completely as normal, but you're just calling out that it's non-lethal.
Okay. And I can do all my business advantage.
Yep, sneak attack. Yep, all that.
That is a 21.
That hits, which means it's a crit.
Oh, yeah.
Because of your assassin ability.
Because it's surprise, so... Yeah, that is
This is so cool.
So that's
Emory's
8
so
right
cool.
off the bat plus. Oh, not great. 8 plus 9, 17 for the crit, and then 7. So what did I say? 17. Oh, shit.
And remember, you get your sneak attack doubled as well, so...
Yeah. So total damage with the crit and the additional 44.
Yeah. So you grab him by the collar, pull him through the door, take the butt of your dagger, you just right in the temple, just one quick, and you knock him out. He's down on the ground. You pull him through, You now have like a crack in the door to work with. You look in, still stealthed, and you see Xander is up against the wall. He's facing you. He has 3 swords on him. There are 3 other drow warriors in here with swords on him. And behind them, closest to you, is a drow woman dressed in incredibly colorful garb. With like a purple dark blindfold covering the top half of her face. And,
a purple dark blindfold?
Yes. Her eyes are completely covered.
What is going on?
And you see the drow warriors. Well, first you see Xander. He's like, all right, listen. No one wants to die today. We just had a big battle. I understand. And another one's like, keep quiet. We do not want to kill you, but we cannot trust you. Give us your weapons. And Xander's like, hey, listen, I can't do that. And he's just like, clearly, like, for this amount, for however long he's been in here, he's been captured, and they're, like, at a standstill, because they know if they fight him, sound will be made. He's trying not to be killed. There's, like, a tense situation going on here.
Do I see? Are either? You said there's 3 of them on him.
Yes.
Are any of them the 2 that I saw that night that were doing patrol?
No.
Okay.
These are 3 like elite. Warriors.
Oh.
The guy you got kind of seemed to be like a normal dude.
Yeah. I will.
You can make yourself known to just Xander if you want, to just let him know that you're there.
He doesn't see me.
He does not know yourself. But he is the only one facing you. So he
I
could
slide
see you.
Into the door crack, and I just like.
His eyes go wide. But go ahead and roll an insight check.
On Xander?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. 23. No, God, sorry. 21.
It's fine.
I'm so bad at that.
You see that he looks at you, and he kind of looks between you and the drow warriors, and he sighs, and he says, right, listen. We can get you out of here safely. But you have to promise to leave and return to the Empire empty-handed. And they kind of like look to one another. We will leave the city of Younglove. And Xander kind of like notices the pointed, like that was a pointed answer.
Yeah. He avoided the empty-handed part.
And Xander kind of like looks at you.
Yeah.
He seems to be a little bit at a loss here with that response. He's not sure what to do.
I'll step in the door.
You step in. Are you stealthing stuff?
I will stealth until I'm in the door and can close it behind me.
Okay. You close the door.
And I want it to be known that I'm like really hand at my sword, and I say, brothers, I think it would be in your best interest to leave Younglove empty-handed.
Go ahead and roll either persuasion or intimidation. I'll let you choose which route you're going here. And I'll say at advantage because Xander's there with you. And kind of playing along with his story here.
Yikes. I'm still a kid, apparently.
Yeah.
Intimidation is an 11.
11. They look at you with respect, but you don't see them immediately like cowering or making any decisions. The woman turns in your direction, and she's just kind of like tilting her head and looking towards you. And even though she has this blindfold on her, you can tell that she's staring right at you somehow. Where are you from?
Dariok.
Where are you from?
Tell me.
Do you know of your lineage? You call us brother. You imply kinship. Who are you?
I am no one. I am everyone. I am Emory. I am here for my friend and to see the safe passage home for your companions. I am the child of the drow and the blood of Aeliana.
You see her like almost like sniff in the air. I can smell it on you. You are one of two, yes?
Yes.
Could it be? And you see her kind of like tilt her head and like look forward. You are the child of an alliance.
Oh no. I think at this point, Emory's trying not to let himself be distracted with the reason he came in here, and his curiosity is like getting the better of him. But he looks at Xander and the drow that are swords up to Xander. Are they loosening at all? Are they?
They do all see you like you've been so zoned into this woman. You look over, everyone's like weapons are down, and they're just looking at the two of you have this conversation.
Oh hell yeah! As long as Xander feels like, if I could get a sense that
he seems like, what the fuck is going on here? But he's
okay.
like in an interested way.
Yeah. Then I would let myself go a little more attention towards this woman.
An alliance never sought, but an alliance found. Tell me, does your father still live?
Assuming he is who I've been told he is, then yes.
Interesting. He claims to be one of us. And those heathens, the cowering bastards, let him think he is. But he, just like them, will never be us. The proud. The known. The empire. So, I ask you again. And she leans up Where are you from?
Am I safe to understand that she wants me to say that I am from the Empire?
Yes. This is my favorite game.
The hardest decision that I have to make. I am from the Empire.
Good. Then you have chosen not to follow in your father's footsteps. That is good.
And what of my mother? Do you know her?
Of course we know of the princess of the heathens. You have separated yourself from your family's polluted dynasty. And for that you are lucky. She reaches out and she gives you a ring. It is a black obsidian ring with an inlay of a purple glow surrounding the ring. With this ring, you can speak to me. Find the heathens. Tell us what they know. We will leave Hilnam empty-handed. Do you agree?
Yes.
Good. Please, will you allow me to... Will you escort me out the back of this building so that we may leave safely? There are others waiting for me.
I would look at Xander.
His eyes are just wide.
Are the drow making a move towards, like, they're gonna go with her, or?
They're just standing still right now.
I will escort you all out the back.
My men will join us. We must first take care of this problem.
What problem?
She looks to Xander.
In exchange for my part in this, may I ask that my friend goes safely with me?
You are a friend to this dog?
We must find allies where we can.
She looks over at Xander, as do the rest of the drow, and Xander just shrugs. and she says, "He is of the dynasty, no?" And Xander speaks up in this moment. And he says, "I am of the Order of Truth and Claw. I live in the Wandering Peaks. I am of no empire, I am of no dynasty." And he's gonna roll a persuasion check.
It is true.
She kind of nods. Fine. I will let you use your relationships how you deem fit. Please, keep in touch, young Emory. We are putting a lot of faith in you. And she starts to walk towards the door. And she says, "Better yet, make sure that none of the Younglove guards follow us out the back."
Of course. And I bow my head a little bit.
Xander, a little bit mockingly, and then lowers his head, and the two of you kind of station up close to the front door of the manor, as this woman, known as the Vessel, and these 3 Drow elite warriors skirt out the back. And as that is happening, Xander looks to you, and he says, "Oh, they also take the unconscious guy with them."
Yeah, good. Bye.
Xander looks to you and he says, well, actually, he's doing that thing. It's like you're both staring forward.
Yeah.
And he kind of leans over. "They're not going to be happy with that, you know."
God, I know. Yeah, it's gonna fucking suck, but damn, that was pretty cool.
It was very cool.
That was so cool.
You know, we can explain the situation a little bit differently than how it happened.
What do you mean? What do you got in mind?
Listen.
Okay.
From my perspective,
Yeah.
what happened there is the drow had me at my throat, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
You came in as a hero, realized we were outmatched, made a deal. You let them leave to let me live. It's just a variation of the events that happened.
Are you gonna tell them about the deal? I should tell them about the deal, right? I should.
You should tell them about the deal, but you can do that on your own time. I won't tell them anything. But let the record show, I do think you should tell them. And if somehow I feel them not knowing is going to put them in danger, then I will tell them. But until that point, it's your knowledge.
Okay. Okay.
You acted fast. You used your brain, not just your blade. You should be proud.
Thanks.
Right.
We should.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. And as you leave, you notice that Abel has gotten some of the other citizens. People are pulling away bodies, trying to do some cleanup already. Things are starting to get a little bit organized again. But we jump to the mansion. As all of you are lounging, you've definitely gotten the benefits of a short rest by now, by the way, if you've wanted it. Except for Emory. But Emory and Xander enter the mansion, And Xander's kind of like sniffing as he walks in. Oi, who died?
Some servants that were loyal to Brennan.
Oh, is Kira all right?
She's fine, more than fine, I guess.
Kira's like, who we just didn't see at the moment, kind of like raises her hands.
What happened?
You all right?
Yeah.
They got me at my best. They had me blade at my throat. I entered a room, and it happened to be the room that they were all hiding in. They dragged me in, had sword at my throat. Emory came in. Before a fight could break out, the lad was smart enough to make a deal with them. Their lives for mine. So, unfortunately, we didn't stop them, but...
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll an insight check. He's going to roll a deception.
Can I specifically insight check Emory as Emory's twin to see if Emory is like looking around and seeing if we buy this story?
Rowina from now on has advantage on all insight checks on me as twin power. That's like
it's a 26 for Danny's insight.
Jesus.
Okay. Rowina?
18.
Oliver chooses to believe.
Emory, what do you want to roll to try to deceive your twin?
I think that the Xander saying I can tell them on my own time is ringing distractedly through my head.
Yeah.
So I think that as I see them not fully settling on his story, I wouldn't try to deceive.
Okay. So you see that Emory's like, God, you see that there's something else to it based off Emory's face. Danny, what you get from Xander is that he is telling, in general, the truth, because he is. He was captured, and Emory did come in and make a deal, and did save Xander's life. Like, all that is true. But you see that there is, like, something specific that Xander seems to be holding back on. And with a 26, you even like see him like glance over to Emory. You can tell that Xander is holding back information for Emory's sake. Like, he's not trying to lie. He's just like, that's what happened, and any other details are not mine to give, kind of a look.
I think I would just like kind of keep looking at Emory until he happens to look at me and make eye contact, and just like kind of like narrow my eyes, like not say anything, but just give a look of like, you're gonna need to tell me the whole truth later.
Anyway, things are looking like they're getting cleaned up out there. Everything's okay in here. Are we planning to stay, or?
Well, what's next?
At least for one night, right?
I think we need to do at least something to make sure we're not just leaving a disaster in our path. Maybe that's contacting the king in the morning to see if he's able to send any extra reinforcements, or figuring out who's in charge here now that things have changed. I don't know.
Should we get everybody who's still here somewhere safe, or help them build safety in case Titus is right and the dragons do seek revenge?
Maybe we at least make sure there are people who are working on that plan as we leave.
If they would send a dragon, they would be, taking it away from another town that they want to have a hold on.
True.
I don't know if they're necessarily going to do that. I think they were very strategic before they sent the dragons.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I don't know.
Hilnam isn't their biggest priority.
And the people of the other towns don't know. So if the dragon leaves, then they would assume something is wrong, and they don't want to... I would assume they'd want to make it seem that there was nothing wrong.
Yes, Emory.
I had said at the end of last session that I was keeping an eye out for a hawk that might have been going out. Did I see anything? No? Okay. Damn, I should have asked that.
Mm-hmm.
God damn!
Ah!
Hey, real quick. Hey, lady.
Lady.
I don't do that. I'm not.
Why
She
are you
was
talking
the
down
hawk.
your fist?
Nothing.
So, yeah,
We
Let's
might want
get
to
to
meet
work, I guess.
with the remaining council members who can be trusted just to...
Yes.
I think Aeliana would feel comfortable if we did that, yeah. Right, so...
What time of
Stay till we
day
can
is
gain our
it?
strength.
It's like... You waited until sunset for the meeting and everything, so it's like 7, 8 right now.
Well, PM? That's it? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Only like an hour, only like 2 hours
I need a drink.
passed since...
The whole battle's lasted like a minute.
Yeah.
I know, I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
All of them.
Yeah,
Well, I suppose we... I don't know, am I the only one that feels like maybe we should fucking celebrate?
I was saying, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you're...
Okay.
If people are... I don't know, I feel like we should celebrate when we can, because who knows what other victories we'll have.
We should go to the Gilded Goat.
Yeah!
If
Cool.
people are up for it, I know today was took a lot out of people, and he's just looking at Aeliana.
Oh, shit.
She's not making eye contact in the attempts to not let on that something serious has happened. So she's just
Yeah.
like, yes, no, absolutely, I'm fine. We can totally go. Yeah. For sure.
Right. Let's do it then.
Cool.
I think
The
Oliver
gilded
would
goat.
like
The gilded goat.
go step behind with Aeliana.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't have to go. I
We
know
should
today
go.
was a lot. You don't have to.
We should.
Do you
I
want to?
Well,
It doesn't
if I
matter what
don't-
we should do.
If I don't, then the people are going to notice that something's wrong. So I just.
Is something wrong?
Wait, what's wrong?
Well, I mean.
I know.
Emory
Yes.
comes up. Wait, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Guys, is my mom coming with us, or is she hanging
Yeah,
out
I think I would
somewhere
invite
else?
her.
Like, where is my
Take her
mom?
to-
Sander leans over to Danny like, do you think they think we don't notice when they just step aside from the group and have separate conversations?
Don't wanna. I'm not like in a super party mood either.
What?
Alright.
God.
Well, one of us died.
A lot of us have died.
Oh,
and
that's
I
right. Because Aeliana's mom doesn't know.
Okay.
No, I think that's completely fair. Unfortunately, I'm the type of person that lesson teaches me only that life is short, and we should enjoy it while we're here.
We should go.
Gilded
I mean, we could do it tomorrow.
Gilded
No.
goat. Gilded goat.
Everybody
Yes, everyone.
go.
Gilded
Right now, let's
goat.
go.
Everybody,
Come on,
gilded.
Everybody go now.
Everybody,
We won't stay long, and then we can go sleep. But
Um,
we should go.
One drink.
Xander and Emory are definitely heading to the Gilded Goat.
Rowina.
I'll go.
Rowina,
we're just gonna-
Oliver will limp along.
Why are you limping?
I don't like it. Okay.
Your mother.
Do
Kind
you
of looks
want
at
to go?
Your mother looks at you, Aeliana, and she's like, honestly, I think an ale from a tavern sounds pretty fun right now.
And let's go. Come on. All right. She
Gilded
takes Oliver's
goat,
arm in
we're
one arm, her
going
mom's
to
arm in
the
the other arm. Let's go. Come on. Danny, are you sure? One drink and then away.
I mean, if the rest of you are going, I don't really have a choice.
Not
Just
a party
one.
without you.
Gilded goat.
All right. So you all head to the Gilded Goat.
And I would like to know the tavern keeper's name.
Oh, we met this guy.
What family
He's the
is
guy.
it?
Hold on.
As
He's
his
not a goat. He's a set.
Satyr.
Hold on. Sorry. There's just so much. There was so much happening that everybody was freezing and stuttering, and my computer couldn't handle it.
We're
Because I tried to.
Too excited.
Yeah, I know. No, that wasn't your fault at all. Oh, not the Gilded Goat, the Garish Goat.
Garish goat.
The Garish goat is what it's called.
Yeah.
Well, we have to go back and do all that again, so I can go Garish. Garish.
But yeah, you enter and you see what's his name? I already forget his name. I just looked it up.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. You
No.
see.
No.
What is his name? I don't make.
Goat man, goat boy.
I don't want to mess up my computer by looking it up again. I just looked it up. It's so annoying. The tavern keeper of the Garish goat, the satyr man. Tormund, thank you.
Perfect.
Well, first of all, when you enter the Garish goat, you see that there's quite a few people in here. It seems like a lot of people have the same idea. You hear music from outside, and as you actually hold on, it's been a while since we've had.
Yeah. Any jazz, perhaps? Any
Shut
horn
up.
section?
Yes. Maybe a saxophone.
Who knows? Nice.
Ooh.
There's a band in the corner playing some instruments. People cheer when you enter. People are very excited. And you see the guy, Tormund, behind the bar. He says, "Oh, would you look at that? The saviors of Ilnar."
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah!
Oh.
Oliver hates this.
Emory loves this.
And he says, and everybody cheers. And you see the satyr, he comes out from behind the bar, he clears a table of people, and like gives it to you. And you all sit down, and they'll happily give it to you.
Right.
And he just starts pouring ale for you.
All right.
And people are definitely like looking over at you, and like definitely like, and if any of you want to talk, we're down to talk. But
Oh
nobody
my
is.
God.
But nobody is approaching you as of right now.
Okay.
And you're all just squeezed in around one table. Xander's like, I mean, come on, this is kind of nice, right?
It's a lot.
I think you guys deserve a little bit of recognition for what you're constantly doing.
Yes.
Sure.
You saved this city today.
Right.
Yes.
This is what we wanted. And I
Well-
take a giant,
Exactly.
Our plan finally
Giant
worked.
drink.
a lot of
had a-
eyes.
We
I'm
had a
on my
plan
third.
work for once.
I mean, we did save the fucking city.
Oh, there we go.
and Aeliana, the wand?
Oh, yeah, holy
That was
shit.
pretty cool. That
The
was pretty cool.
wand?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all the wand. To be clear, that was
Wand's
Well,
nothing
very
without the ones
important.
I
that wields
couldn't
it.
do that with the wand. I can't do much of anything anymore.
that was very smart of us to get that as quickly.
Yes.
We'll say that.
Emory, you killed the dragon. And
Yes.
Gavin and the Redwood
And the
Knight.
Redwood Knight.
You had a hell of a day.
How do you feel, Emory?
I feel fucking fantastic. I
Good,
used
you
my
should.
brain.
Is every already drunk?
I just said I downed two.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
two? Okay,
I'm on my
perfect.
I
And
used
we know
my
Emory is
brain
very small.
and my blade, all in one day.
Hero material.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'll write it down.
Perfect.
To Emory.
Memory.
To you guys. Did your mom come? Yes.
Yeah,
think so.
she's very politely drinking.
Your daughter. You should have seen her today.
Memory. That's really enough about that.
Okay.
I would have been
fine.
very proud, I'm sure.
Very proud.
I am
She's
very
so proud.
She faced her fears and she didn't fucking flinch.
That's enough. That's
Nothing but power.
To Aeliana.
Okay,
Aeliana!
Aeliana's mom stands up, and she says,
Why are you standing up?
"To the return of my
stop.
daughter."
Yes.
And
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
Avarna name. Hopefully
Yes.
once again becoming what it should be.
It absolutely will.
She cheers to that.
Avarna.
She says, you know, and she kind of sits back down. We've called Hilnam our home for so long, but truly home is when we're all together. Maybe once we're all back with each other, I don't know, maybe we find someplace else to lay our heads. Hilnam has been in your father's family for so long, but I don't know. There's always time for a change.
Oh.
I think you should be able to go wherever you wish.
What are you going to do next? Where are you going to go?
I looked at everybody else.
Talked about going to Harveston. That was our plan. Plans
I
change.
think I am not ready to fight
Yeah.
another dragon yet.
Yeah.
If I am
Could go-
allowed to say that.
We could go to Pakra. Or near Pakra.
You could come with us. Mother, we can get you reconnected with the rest of the family. And then you can all decide where to go from there together.
My mother is helping everyone get settled there, or will be.
Yes.
I would love that. I
Perfect.
would love to see everyone again. She gets a
could
little
go-
emotional.
She like takes her hand, just pats her hand. We could go there first and get her reconnected, and then we can head off and see what the woods have for us, the cliff.
Right.
Yes.
Another item there, and I suppose Damien as well.
Damien. Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Definitely prepared.
Kira, I have a question.
When you say Damien as well, just because of your successful insight check earlier, I will say, Danny, you notice that Xander, when she says Damien as well, like looks over at Emory.
Ooh.
And Emory does a Jim Halpert.
Oh my god.
Sorry, someone was about to say something else.
Yeah,
Oliver?
I'm trying to piece together my own history. Were you ever part of an adventuring party, by chance? Someone of your...
Oh, no.
Okay.
That was no.
Okay.
My magic is something that, I've used very scarcely. Just like an awkward silence. Everybody realizing, like, yeah, well, it's kind of a hard day.
It's weird. Yeah. Yeah. And she just keeps drinking.
Yeah.
Easier to drink and
Ale.
Xander kind of stands up and he says, you know what? Maybe I overestimated myself. Where are we staying for the night?
We should probably find a place with real beds. I think we've earned that
Your
much.
mother sighs.
No.
We can stay in the Avarna home.
I know that there's been a lot of bad times there recently, but it is also the house that you raised your family in, and there's a lot of good times in that house as well. You can't let the bad destroy the good.
She puts a hand on your shoulder. You are right. I'm very glad that Aeliana has someone like you. And she kind of like caresses your face, and you see in your mother. You know what it looks like, Aeliana. Your mom's a little bit tipsy.
Yep.
And she's
Okay,
caressing,
Mom.
and she's caressing Oliver's
Okay,
face,
Mom.
and she goes,
Oh,
"And
boy.
so handsome too."
Okay.
Oh my god.
And
Okay.
Xander
Does
says,
have a type?
Xander says,
Oh my god.
all right, good. Well then,
Let's
if you
go
do not mind, I
to
will
bed.
be. Oh, everyone wants to go? I'm gonna head.
I think I'm ready to go. I'll get her home as well. We'll
Yes,
just take
yeah.
her home.
Yeah, of course.
Does your house have enough bed? We probably each have our own. Enough
Yes.
for everybody to have their own rooms.
She literally kind of like scoffs at you. She's like, yes, we have plenty of.
At my house, everybody had to sleep in the living room.
Oh, how quaint.
Oh my god. Okay, well.
Oh my god.
Aeliana's gonna stop by the the front desk and get alcohol to go as well. She's gonna take
okay, yeah.
for
Best
herself.
world.
The front desk.
Maybe, the front desk. Wherever
The
Tormund is,
Yeah, of course.
she'll pop by and be like, "Hey, can I have like a handful of some bottles and a to go something, please?"
Here's a bottle of fire whiskey,
Thank
2
you.
bottles of Elvish wine,
Perfect.
and I'll make this in the back.
Thank you. She'll take it.
What is it?
away.
Can I mean, being I have brewers. I'm
Oh, yeah, that's
proficient in
right.
brewers tools.
It looks like a from the looks of it, it looks like a
bathtub gin.
yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's like it's clear, but it's got legs. You know what I mean?
Great.
Yeah.
I've been a
Incredible.
moonshiner
Your
for
filtration
17.
work, but it looks strong. It looks good. Good work.
Oh, it's strong. So be prepared for that.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. Have a good night, all of you.
Good night.
How much for the?
Don't ask. We're taking
I had-
it or
I had
leaving.
to
And he sends you all on your way. Danny, as you didn't really notice in the hustle and bustle of the tavern, but from wherever you keep that sending stone, you feel a vibration. Just so you know.
Interesting.
And you all make your way back to the
Before
Avarna
we
home.
leave the tavern, Oliver will just pop his head back in, and just be like, "The concerned citizens," and then leave.
Yeah, right there.
He's like, "Don't pay attention to me, but love me when I'm
I'm sorry, that was
gone."
cool. I never had. All right.
Yeah.
And you make your way back to the Avarna home, and the house is opened up to all of you. There are no staff members. All of them are gone.
Probably for the best.
I would
Yeah.
try to, before Kira can even try to, like, I used to work in this house.
Yeah.
So I want to try to, like, do all the things that she might try to do to host. So, like, if it's a matter of, like,
Aw.
grabbing blankets or, like,
Nice.
whatever might need to be done so that she doesn't have to do that.
She keeps calling you Sweet Rowena as you keep doing this. Oh, Sweet Rowena, thank you so much. Just she keeps saying Sweet Rowena.
And then I'll take her to her room, maybe, or maybe,
Go to bed.
and
I
definitely
keep, like, telling her to sit down. I'm like, sit down, sit down.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do it. Sit
I
down,
will,
sit down.
she sits down, but I just want to...
And I don't know if she would have been staying in a different room, but like I would take her to the room that was like her and my dad's room, like her original room. Like I don't know where she was staying or where Brennan put her up. My assumption was he probably kept her somewhere else, so I would put her.
as you
hoping
enter
that's
this
comforting.
room, she says, "I haven't slept here in some time." And she kind of lays down. Oh, I miss this bed.
Why don't you rest and we'll still be here in the morning and we can have breakfast and discuss the next plans then?
Right. Sounds good. Aeliana, I failed you in many ways. I did.
No.
I'm so glad you're home.
I'm glad to be home. And she'll go like kind of tuck her in and like
Yeah.
kiss her on the forehead.
Yeah.
Rest. You need it.
Of course, yes. And she kind of like perks back up for a second. How long until I can see little Aelianas and all of us running around?
Good night, Mom.
I'm getting older. She falls asleep.
Oh my god.
I like to think Oliver's just waiting right outside the room and her
closing the door. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Anybody else doing anything as you get ready for bed?
I would have found a moment alone to check that
Yeah.
message that came in.
You go and you check the message, and you hear Wyndham's voice through the stone. It's like through the stone, but it's kind of like in your mind. And,
Yeah.
And he says, Danny, hope all is well. Voltaire has left Harveston. We don't know
What?
why or where he's gone. He headed south.
Okay. South
Just
is not here.
Be careful. Keep us updated. I hope everything went well.
Well, I'm not going to respond just yet,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah. Anybody else doing anything before you go down to?
I need to show Oliver my room, but we can do that after Emery's.
Yes.
God.
Emory.
Obviously, I would go to Rowina.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck.
So what did you not say?
And can we be like alone, like somewhere very far, like even maybe outside, like?
Sure.
Okay. Fuck. So everything that Xander said was true. He was backed up against the thing. I knocked out the guy, hit him. He was guarding in. And I got him, and then I went in and I played the part. And that woman was there.
Mm-hmm.
The vessel. And
Yes.
she asked me where I was from. Told her Dariak. She asked me where I was from, and I was like, fuck, she's on to me. I don't even really know where I'm from, so like, what am I supposed to say? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
How can they tell? They can just tell. They
Freaking-
can just tell.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I can't even begin to wonder.
It's weird.
Well, I wonder, but I can't even begin to comprehend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. Anyway, okay, so here's the thing. She said some stuff, and I'm going to tell you because you are kind of the de facto historian of our family situation.
Right.
I'm trying to keep it all in my head, so this might be really important to you. But she said that, what did she say? She said that we are the children of an alliance. And I think
Because our parents are from different.
yes, but I think our
kingdoms?
mother ditched the what is it, the dynasty? Which one is that?
Oh.
The Kovaxian Empire. They ditched the empire.
So
She
they
ditched
don't.
the empire. She's the
Okay.
princess of the heathens.
Oh God. That's very different. So, what does she? Princess of what?
I think
I don't know what any of that means.
I don't either. I'm just telling you what she said in hopes that it will mean something someday.
Princess of the heathens. What does she mean?
I think that
All right. So
the way that she made it sound is that our mother might have been a traitor to the empire. No, to the dynasty. No, Kovaxian Empire. Yes, the empire. It's all crazy.
Okay. All right. So that's it. That nothing else. You just didn't want to tell everyone about what you.
I
About
want to
what
tell
she did about
everyone. I
Mother.
do. I want to tell everyone, but I'm scared to tell everyone anything right now. Still, kind of a little bit. Not because I distrust them, but I just don't want to be so confused about my own shit in front of
No,
everyone.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Again, it was a lot. I'm just now. She
Well,
gave me this, and I hold up the ring.
Oh.
She
What
said
is
that I
it?
can contact her this way. She wants me to. She wanted me to do something with it. Shit, I forgot. What
Find
did
the
she say?
heathens.
Find the heathens and tell her where they are. I think the heathens are the drow
Oh.
that Damien is fucking around with.
Oh. So if our mother was princess of the heathens, then Damien is working with the same drow that presumably our mother was
That's
leading.
what I'm thinking.
Oof.
Or
then-
that she left the empire to run with the heathens. And if she's the
And you You told her you would tell her where they are.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I have to.
Right, yeah, no, of course. I'm just... I don't know, if Damien and our mother both were working for the same cause, I guess it changes how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
It
Same
is, but
size.
they don't... I don't know. I don't trust Damien. I still don't. I guess I trust the group a little more knowing our mother worked for them as well, but I think we need to learn more about our mother. And maybe
Ugh, I
not.
should have died. And then I could have
Oh my God,
known.
no.
Not,
No,
I'm sorry, that was...
no.
Then
No.
I could have talked to her,
Maybe...
though, and then I could have haunted you and given you all the answers that you want.
Well, I suppose, but no.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of far-fetched.
How do we get more information about our mother before we talk to Damien without getting the information from Damien? I mean, we could get information from Damien. I just don't necessarily trust the information he'd give us.
Maybe this is what we ask the group.
Something to think on.
I'm not gonna do it tonight, though, because I had 5 beers.
Oh, yes. Not tonight. Not
and
tonight.
I did take some of the fire whiskey. Don't tell Xander.
Oh, that's fine. I won't. But so Xander knows all of this as well.
He was there. Yeah, he was there.
Right,
he
yes,
said something really
think...
cool, though. And I'm going to say it to you now because I wrote it down when we were on our way back. And I think this is... I'm going to put this on my Instagram profile. I tell you what.
What's an Instagram? And
I don't know.
What?
He said that he is of no empire and he is of no dynasty. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's my guy.
That's cool. I guess we sort of are, too.
Yeah.
In some ways. Yes, that is cool.
Thank you.
We should tell everyone in the morning, but we should know that regardless of how our feelings may change about the group, the Damien's group, based on learning that our mother was involved, our group still does not trust Damien, and I don't think we can expect them to unless we have more information.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of fucked up.
Oh, yes.
So, I don't even know if I trust him. Even if I trust him,
don't.
You know?
I definitely do not trust him. And honestly, even if it is the same group, it could easily be not the same people, or they could have changed how they feel. I really would love to speak with one of the people that Damien is working with, and not Damien himself, but someone he is working with, and see what they know, what they remember.
Yes. That sounds, like, let's aim for that.
Well, all right. We should go to bed.
Okay. We
both very much almost died today.
Oh. Huh.
Or I did.
Oh, shit. Did I see that? Yes.
Yeah, I went unconscious. I went unconscious, strength of the grave, came back up, went unconscious again.
So then I shitted because I remembered in that moment. Emory remembered that
of course.
happened and was like, whoa.
Knew the whole time. But yeah.
Rowina told me never to become flippant about death, so shit. And I'll just hug her.
Okay. I'll hug back and we'll maybe go to bed, and I feel like with the day we had, I probably set Emory and I up in a bigger, maybe adjoining room, or a room with 2 beds or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a house with a bunch of siblings. There's definitely any kind of makeup of room. Cool. Before we cut to Aeliana and Oliver, Danny, whatever room you're staying in, receives a knock on the door. And you hear Xander's voice on the other side. Hello, it's me.
Hi.
Just checking in.
Okay, you need, with what? What do you need?
Just checking in with you. Making sure you're alright. You seemed a little off. Just want to make sure you're alright.
I'm fine.
Alright.
You know, just because I get it, I understand the impulse. When everyone else pairs off, you don't need to just come talk to me.
You seem like you were having a bad day. I was just making sure you're alright.
I mean, Aeliana died.
Alright. Because you're in a bad mood, I'm gonna forgive you for being a dick. And you hear footsteps going away. Aeliana and Oliver?
So he's outside the room. I put my mom asleep. And I'm like, please don't listen to her. She's drunk. Then I walk.
Heard everything.
Okay, yep, don't pretend you didn't.
Okay.
And she walks down the hallway, and kind of then at some point she just like does a ta-da motion in front of a door.
So this is it?
Okay, carry on.
Oh, okay, yep.
Feel free.
What do I see?
And it's actually very simple, I think. There's painting, but the paintings aren't directly on the wall. I think that they would be hung in this room. Because she was, you know, in here and like putting up some of the pieces, but you can kind of see like as there's one wall that's sort of a gallery wall, and I think from left to right it reads almost a timeline, so you can see how like the art style evolved. The tower has all the like children's paintings, but these were more like effortful images. So that's kind of the bulk of it. That's really it. There's not a ton. There's nothing gaudy. There's nothing, but there are a lot of pillows on the bed. So that has not changed.
There they are. No.
And she's starting to move them off already. She knows they bother him. So
I've pictured this in my head for months now, and it exceeds everything I thought of.
Well, so you can be done now. I did say that the rule was we could, until, so you get to decide. This is the inflection point.
I don't think I will ever be done.
Okay. And then I think she's gonna just like hug him.
Are you really okay? I know, probably not.
I am fine, I think. I'm more so feeling guilty.
Guilty?
And she takes his hands. I'm so sorry.
He'll kind of put a hand on her face and say, Aeliana, you are the most important thing in the world to me, and I would give up anything to bring you back.
But I don't want that. I mean, I do, but I don't. I don't want you to hurt yourself for this. It doesn't feel right.
I'm happy to do it. Truly.
And I think she's gonna lead him to sit down on the edge of the bed and, can I try something?
Yeah.
She takes one hand in each hand, so takes both of his hands and kind of like holds them between her own. And she's gonna try, because I mean, why not, to cast Lesser Restoration on his hands and see what happens. And it's sort of like a glow of this golden yellow light that, kind of drips across his hands. And she's like staring intently at it, like just please, 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 please.
Go ahead and roll a charisma check with your proficiency bonus.
Check with proficiency bonus. 22.
We'll strip the band-aid off. It doesn't work.
Yeah, figured. Figured. But she try it.
Yeah, of course. But with a 22, you do have a real connection to the injury in this moment, and you're really looking, and you're connecting, and it's such a sincere want to heal him in this moment. And I think his hand does begin to glow. It gets that painted glow about it. And then you hear in the back of your mind, much like Oliver has many, many times, you hear an anvil striking iron. And his hands feel warm to the touch. And you feel that same warmth in your heart, right below where that scar is. And with a 22, I will say you're very in tune to this moment. There's not any words that are said to you or anything, but you understand in this moment that whether or not it is a conscious decision, this marking, this scarring on Oliver is a choice that he has made. And it is the cost of the intensity of the magic to bring one back to life. And with a 22, you know that not only is it irreversible, but each time it'll only grow more.
Oh, this is a long shot because she's not religious.
Uh-huh.
I think she tries to reach out to Brian and, like, not saying it out loud, but I think in her mind, she's, like, asking for an audience of sorts. Like I think her intention, knowing that, is how can I take this from him? How can I help?
You get the sense that Brarnan is, or this entity that has been named Brarnan, however you perceive it, is willing to communicate with you,
mm-hmm.
but that you have to go through more proper channels.
Mm-hmm.
And the glow fades, and the scars remain.
And her shoulders just kind of, like, slump a little bit.
I appreciate it, but I chose this. It's a misconception, I think, that Revivify is a divine spell. Every time I cast it, I'm going against the will of the gods and fate itself. And I don't know what to do. Because I can't not do it.
I know. I understand, and that's your choice, and you're right. I don't want to see you harmed.
I don't want to see you dead. I lost you for a couple seconds, and it was the worst couple seconds I've ever experienced.
Thank you.
Of course. I will always be there to pick you back up.
And I think she'll just pull him in again in a hug and just sit there for a moment and just be happy that she's not dead for a second.
Yeah.
In an effort of full disclosure, and because I want to see how bad it is, He'll take off his socks.
Mm-hmm.
You notice the same scarring up to like a little bit above your ankle.
Right. Okay. Well, that's easier to hide.
I mean, I don't think you have to hide it.
I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable.
They should not be uncomfortable if you've given that up. For if you, absolutely. If anyone makes any word of it, they'll face me.
Okay. Wouldn't want to be on the other end of the wrath
They
of
wouldn't.
Avarna. So.
They would not. They
No.
would not. They would not.
Not after what I've seen today. Because holy shit.
It was not. It was just the wand. I don't know. It was
Aeliana,
very powerful, though.
it was you. You are the wand.
Mm. So you say. I don't think I'll be staying here, by the way. I know you said you would stay if I did, and part of me wants to, just so that you'll stay and not get in a position where you need to be in any harm's way again, but...
Part of me hopes that you would stay for the same reasons.
At what point... when do we stop?
Don't know. When the dragons are dead, there'll be more problems. There'll always be problems.
Right.
I don't know, but I am tired.
And I don't want to lose you.
Nor are you. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Maybe it'll feel right.
I almost felt it. Maybe that's the dying thing, but I thought about it.
Stopping?
Yes.
Me too. But I don't think we can yet.
I don't think so either.
Can I show you something?
Of course.
He'll pull out a book, and in the book, he has sketched the blueprints of a house, and in front of it is a little crude drawing of Aeliana and Oliver and an art.
Oh my god.
It's like I've been working on this for a little while. And one day I will build it for you. For us. I don't know where it's gonna be.
I think wherever we want.
Yeah. Wherever we want.
It's perfect.
As we zoom out from this very cute moment, last check-in if anybody wants to do anything before your head hits the pillow. Alright, that is where we will take our little bio break as we end for the night, and we will pick back up here in just a minute. Stand up, stretch, get some water, but don't go anywhere because we will be right back.
Pubes.
Oh god.
Alright, so we have slept the night. You have a long rest.
Oh, thank goodness.
Before all of you decide to leave Hilnam and head south to the forest on the cliff in Pakra, what do you do? Do you do anything in particular with the city itself?
I think we wanted to talk to the council, right?
Yeah, if there's a council meeting, I think we should stop by and
Okay, yeah.
check
We've
in.
earned our input, or at least make sure everything's covered.
Yeah, what are you guys hoping to accomplish at the council meeting?
Well, we should tell them that that the Avarna house is leaving, essentially. I think that's a big deal.
Mhm.
So the fact that they will need to Just know
Feel
that
that.
for now and for potentially the future, there will not
Do you
be.
get to keep the house? Is it like?
Yeah.
I don't know. You gotta
No,
find
I would
out.
say I would say their
wanna give up
current
the house.
plan for Hilnam is that Abel and Lily will lead kind of in like a duo leadership
Great.
over the city and the rebuilding of the city. The other two noble houses are allowed to stay, but are basically just barred from having any authority.
Mm-hmm.
Their goal is to do whatever they can to rebuild, and that includes rebuilding the guard.
Mm-hmm.
They plan on burying the bodies that were burned in the pyres as well as they can, and then seeing if they can start sending emissaries to the king.
Okay.
If the king can even answer them as of right now, and they knew. I mean, as of right now, Hilnam's on its own. It's its own governing body until the dynasty is kind of put back in its rightful place. So their goal is to just do whatever they can to rebuild and keep it as safe as possible. They are going to try and build some type of siege type weapon that could potentially help them against the dragon, but there's not much that they can do. They are just kind of flat out susceptible to another dragon attack, but they're going to do their best until that does or does not happen. So that's their plan. So I don't know if you guys would say anything
That's good.
in contradiction to that.
Nope.
Maybe give them some notes on the siege weapon, but that's about it.
Yeah, I can say that you can definitely help. You meet with the designer, the person who's local, like the carpenter, like a local carpenter and a local blacksmith are getting together to try to build this thing. You help them with the designs of it. We can say that you guys spend at least the next day, it's sounding like, there. Just meeting with everybody. Outside of meeting with the council, is there anything else that anybody particularly does in the city itself? Yeah, Emory.
It's not for the city, but it's for the overall picture. Like, it's not a specific action for the city.
Okay, yeah.
I would ask Oliver if I could use one of his sendings.
Yeah.
And I would ask him to reach out to Rowina and give an update on if there's been any increase in like dragon retaliation or anger, or if there's been any, like, has the dragon left? Can we get a sense of...
She would be very thankful that you reached out because yesterday, which would have been the day that you killed Ember, she would say that Blizzaria the Proud left Darioch and flew northwest of Darioch.
Northwest of Darioch, so like
Moving.
towards the Wandering Isles or Wandering Peaks.
Towards Hilnam.
Oh.
Oh shit.
You guys.
So the one that was in Harveston flew south, probably to Darioch, and the one that was in Darioch is going
Shit.
to Hilnam.
No.
Went northwest. That is in the direction of Hilnam, but you know.
I mean,
I
how
would.
can we leave?
Yeah, I was like, we would obviously, Oliver and I would both say that
Right.
too. Oh God.
And it left yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Then it would have already been here.
Yeah, wouldn't it be here already?
Close, but no.
I mean, I
So
feel
maybe
like
we
should
hang
wait
tight one more
another
day.
Are we gonna kill it? What?
Do you think we need to
Dude.
stay one more day?
We'll just keep on
Which
waiting
one
for
is-
dragons to come here and just
I
keep on
guess
killing them
so.
here?
Blizzaria
the Proud is the red, right?
adult red dragon.
Fuck. Ember's
Can't-
parent?
I think
Yep.
we need
Ember's
to reach
mother.
out to the king, and we need to see if there's any assistance he can give, or anyone in the city who might be able to help. But we can't just leave them
Oh, knowing that, I don't
defenseless
know if
after
that
we
Well,
started the
king-
fight.
The king is under siege of one of the dragons too, right?
Synex.
Synex. So he can't really probably do much.
Yes.
Synex is in
I don't know if I'd
Savonia.
send it up.
Oxidia is in Ronhar. Harveston is
Empty
now
now.
empty. And then I guess
Dariok, probably.
technically Dariok is also in a period of not being occupied.
Right.
For now, yeah.
Maybe.
Shit.
Later in the evening, on the second day, as you're sitting and wondering, thinking about what to do about this, you start to hear warning bells go off
Fuck
in the
off,
city of
dude.
Hilnam.
Oh my god.
You take a step outside of the Avarna home and you see a giant red beast flying towards you. And then when it gets about a mile from the city, you notice that its direction is a little off from the city center itself.
Off, like in what? Like, does it seem like it's heading toward like the outskirts of town, or off as though it's going somewhere completely different?
More so the outskirts of town.
What's on the outskirts of town?
Bombs?
Treehouse.
It lands to the northern side of Hilnam. You are like rushing to try to see it. You like see it land. It's gone behind the hill from where you are, so you can't see it.
It's gone to the nom.
As you're like rushing, I'm assuming trying to like get to that side of the hill to see it.
Yes.
You see it flying around the other side of the hill, having just taken off. And Danny, I will say with your goggles, you see 4 figures on the back of this dragon. 3 that look like warriors, well-trained, well-armed, and 1 a woman that you have seen before with a blindfold and colorful garb.
What?
Blazaria circles the city. You see her careening and heading right towards the Duke's manor.
I mean, whatever, you can't do anything, so...
Yeah,
you're
I'm
just-
assuming nobody's at the Duke's manor, or well, maybe they were rebuilding it, but
You see her swoop down. You see her talons
Pick up.
grab Ember's body.
Mm-hmm.
And you see everybody on the back of the dragon hold on as if they like weren't really expecting this. Blazaria flings Ember's body into the air, releases a torrent of flame all over his body that seems to be hot enough that burns even through his scales. And she roars, shaking the very ground that is beneath you, as she screams and yells, "Failure!" And his body careens
Okay, not what I thought.
lands in the middle of the city of Hilnam.
Oh,
And
come on.
she's like continuing to circle, and you hear her
Be
say,
hard enough.
"Enjoy your freedom while you have it." And she flies back
Damn.
into a southeasterly direction.
so back to Dariok,
Maybe.
probably, or Clifton.
Uh,
Okay.
That was as good as that could
Yeah.
probably have gone.
Yes.
Seems no
I think that
love
they are
lost.
officially a little spooked.
I would say so.
good.
Well, we've made ourselves known.
I guess back
I hate being perceived.
back on track.
Received.
Back
Oh.
to the plan.
Hopefully you weren't right, Emory, and that was our best move. No offense. You were, I know, didn't want to kill Ember because it would set off a domino effect.
Well, we'll see.
Yes, you will.
All right. You all kind of like collect yourselves after this. The city gets over the heart attack that they just had, just like you did, thinking that this was about to be
No.
yet another down.
That was really good, though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you continue throughout your day awkwardly. The next day comes, and it is time for you to leave Hillknot.
Would there be any way to, because I still have that amulet, like rebuild a construct, or how would that? I'm trying to see if I should unattune to that, or if we can like rebuild one construct to bring with us, or how.
Well, the 4 constructs that you took with you were
melted.
So your best chance would be finishing one that was almost done. And I would say go ahead and roll a I don't know, strength plus proficiency or intelligence plus proficiency.
Right.
Yeah.
18.
18. You will have to stay another day, but you could finish it.
I don't know, what do you
Doesn't hurt.
think?
Like it could be worthwhile.
Any ally is helpful. I'm fine.
I guess,
staying.
the question that I would have is, how are we going to be able to transport that? Like, would we need another...
It walks with us, I think.
Oh, if we're on horses?
Yeah, you're on
If we're on horses, is it going to be able to, like, keep up with us?
It would not, no.
Oh, fair enough.
Us down.
I just,
Be on
if,
a
like...
different horse?
It's heavy as fuck, isn't it?
Or like
You
a
could-
wagon or something? Like
You could leave it with. You could get it up and then give it to Abel.
Yeah, but I want it.
Okay.
I will say, if you want it, you can have it. Like, this is 100% possible. Out of, like, just so you understand, like, because your character would understand,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be meta, but your character would understand how, like, it is a challenge rating less than 1 creature.
It's animated armor, you said?
Animated, oh yeah, which is 1, actually, I think. It's animated, it's basically the stats of animated armor. So, if you feel like that would be useful to have, and something that would be fun and cool, and that's 100% allowed, it is gonna be a bitch to get around. But you can get a wagon for sure, it could be in the back of a wagon, that's easy. But that means you just have a wagon with you now. It's up to you.
Would a wagon slow us down at all?
We go off-road.
Yeah, ever so slightly, yeah.
Yeah.
I personally don't
roads,
think it's
but...
worth... I personally don't think it's worth the amount that we're giving up for it.
I think it is.
A full day of travel, plus a wagon to transport it, that we are stuck with, for a challenge rating 1 thing that is heavy as hell. Okay.
I think that we need to think a little more broadly about the things that can give us an advantage. And I do think that one of the biggest advantages we could potentially have is time. And this is sacrificing that. I'm not saying it wouldn't be helpful.
No, it's a great idea, but also those things got smoked. Instantly flash fried by a baby dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I think knowing you, Oliver, if we were just a couple hours late to save anyone,
your mother,
you would be upset with yourself for this.
Well, sure, but then we should have left right away.
Of course.
I think that adding to the layering here, I think that if we were in the room having this discussion, like with the constructs, maybe I'm imagining maybe we're like down there
workshop,
picking through the workshop. I think that Aeliana is noticeably quiet and standing by the stairs, like won't really come into the room.
if Oliver notices that, then he would. We could leave it here. I could maybe just tell somebody what they need to do and then give them the amulet.
It could be helpful for protecting somebody. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I'll maybe meet with the blacksmith or same people who built that or building that anti-siege and kind of go over what they would need to do to get the workshop up and running again.
Yeah, you not only them, but you notice that Titus Jr. has a pretty big interest in it. He's a pretty smart guy.
Don't trust him.
And he definitely joins for that conversation. Danny, yes.
What happened to the Pinocchio motherfucker? The kid.
I literally was about to be like,
Gavin's kid.
On my notes.
Emory just goes, what about this guy?
I don't know.
Where's he? Where did he go off? Yeah, where'd he get off to?
He would be in the workshop.
We bring him?
Yeah, what if we
Oh,
bring...
no? Okay.
I mean, no,
Yeah, he's there just
Ileana,
like
you were
watching you
just
have this
telling me
conversation.
the other
Like just like
day.
looking back at all of you deciding what to do with his father.
He seemed like a good egg.
You were just telling me the other day, Aeliana, how much you want a baby.
I did not
Whoa.
say that at all.
And Emory just
What?
like tackles and backs away slowly. And then I high five your mom and she gives me a gold.
She's paying you to try and convince you.
Oh, like my entire hot flash. And I don't like that. Oh, I felt so
God.
awkward.
Zach, can I mark 1 gold on my...
Yes.
Maybe
God
we just
damn it.
leave all the constructs here. Is that okay with you, Aeliana,
Yes.
standing by the stairs?
I can watch after them.
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
Why
Would you
not?
like me to finish this one?
No.
Okay.
Who
Because he's the spawn
Do you-
of Gavin Lacey.
We can't get
So?
into
Do
this
you
right now.
take-
That doesn't mean shit.
Gavin Lacey was evil and made him.
Damien's also sketchy as hell.
But
we
it's
travel
not the
with their kids.
same as having a kid. It's making a machine.
I'm
Uh.
gonna look at the kid and just say, do you take orders from anyone?
No.
Get me
You
some tea.
Make your
What?
Okay.
own
And he
choices.
starts to stand up.
Luke. His name is Luke.
No?
Maybe we
Of
could
course.
put
Of course.
somebody in charge of Luke, if Luke truly does just do what he's asked.
He comes back
Punch
down
Emory.
and he looks over. He gives you the tea and he looks over at Emory. Unfortunately, that is not something I can do.
Okay.
So he-
Ha.
Are you able to cause harm at all?
No.
We can't bring him.
I don't think we should bring him. I do think we should inform somebody trustworthy that he is here.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't think we
Perhaps
should
the
put him in
council.
front of the
I was like Lily
council.
Quincy, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I would like to work here.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Right?
We all want to do things.
Who
But
does
I don't
anyone
really have once, so
is anyone here now?
Just.
I'm programmed to say that.
He's full of contradictions.
Oh.
I'm programmed to be infatuated by this workshop.
Awesome.
So who here would take over this workshop? I mean that is the person that we should
In Titus, it sounds like.
I can turn myself off.
Like having a
I
Furby.
think we should talk to Titus.
I mean, if he could build them a army of constructs that we could use, cool, right?
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah, we
the
could put him
operation
down here.
towards our friends.
We could put him down here working, putting them together, and only tell Titus or only tell, a member of the council that it's happening so that it's
Yep.
not a liability.
Well, and we'll tell father.
We have to tell him. Or don't we? Maybe we don't.
Have you seen how do you communicate with your father? Just when you see him and speak to him?
Yes, I see him and I say words.
Oh, right. Have you seen him recent? How often do you usually see him?
I saw him yesterday.
Oh.
He was down here and asked me for tea. And then I gave him tea and he shooed me away.
Do you mean 2 days ago? Or yesterday?
At this point, I think it's...
It would be 2 days ago, because yesterday was the dragon coming back, which was the day after the
Okay,
fight.
because I was like, he's not dead.
That's what okay, as long as I'm making sure. Sorry, that wasn't to call you out.
Yeah,
Zach.
ask
I was
T and
just
then shoot him away,
sussing
yes.
out.
He may be away on business for a while, but there are other adults who will be around, and you may see them as well.
All right.
Does your father treat you well?
Define well.
With care and love?
Do you treat your sword well?
Yes.
Then yes.
It's a hammer. But...
Ah.
Oh, man.
I'll wait upstairs if you guys want.
Yeah.
I trust your judgment.
Same.
Backing up the stairs.
Yeah, whatever can help Hilnam, that's what I want to do. So.
All right. So yes, please work on rebuilding these, but do not do anything with them yet.
Follow Titus's instructions. He is your new master until your father returns.
Who is
Until
Titus?
he returns, yes.
We should bring Titus here. He doesn't know who that is.
He,
Yeah, we will
Oliver's
send-
just- he is your new master.
We'll send him down shortly.
Good. I will wait for Titus and then get to work.
Excellent.
Lovely.
I'll give Titus the amulet.
Okay. Oh, this is wonderful. I'm very excited. Don't worry. I think that we can put these to good use.
Yeah, it's really cool. Some people wanted to keep it, but I hope you do.
All right. All right.
Are we going to Pakra?
Yeah. So do you head out?
Yeah. How long is it until Pakra?
A
couple days.
Yeah, just like a couple days. Oh well, no, to Pakra a little bit longer, but to the forest a couple days.
We're going to Linda's
going to
house,
Damien
not
first?
to Pakra.
Or we're going to
Linda's
first?
house.
Linda.
You don't know where Damien is technically.
Yeah,
Cave,
we don't
but
know
we
where
don't know where the cave is.
Exactly.
Right. So we go to
Yeah, we
Linda's
gotta go
first.
to Linda.
To get to Linda's, where Rowina remembers it being, probably 4 days.
Nice.
I can check
Easy.
with your sister maybe tomorrow to see, or today, to see where they're at. They're probably about a day out right now.
Oh yeah, I guess it has only been.
And is your
I keep
mom-
losing track of how many things. Yeah, they'll be there before.
Oh
we
yes,
are.
I'm going to saddle up on a horse and ride.
Oh my god.
And
Was that?
can I insight check that?
Sure.
You still
That
drunk?
sounds like
This is a woman who has not left her house in
Or
way
this
too long.
I don't know. That sounded to me. That sounded like she's like, how does a woman who has never left her house in her life sound?
It sounded
Oh,
like
yeah.
the construct.
Natural
yeah.
20.
Natural 20.
Take use of natural 20.
Genuinely, this is a woman who has been very sheltered for most of her life, experiencing
Okay.
a freedom that she has never experienced
Okay.
before, and is very excited about it.
Love this for
Okay.
her.
But
Let's love
also,
this journey for
but
her.
also incredibly naive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emory is like, it's so fun. You're gonna love it.
The road is very
It's so
dangerous.
easy. It's so fun. We played Truth or Trial at night.
You need to have your wits about you.
Is she
Yes.
traveling? Is she traveling with us? With us?
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
until we
great.
get there, and then no.
I'm
Of course.
She'll
surprised
stay
Danny
with-
has a problem with a person.
What the fuck, Xander?
Xander?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Just standing here. Are we leaving?
Do we need to hash something out before we travel again?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Danny, do we need to?
Danny?
I
Danny?
don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Duke it out.
It was just a
Duke
joke. I
it out.
apologize. Thought it was funny.
Every joke has a hint of truth.
All
Unless it's Oliver, and then it's all true.
True.
Well,
right. Are we
okay,
onward?
well, let's go.
So you get your mom a horse, which is freely given to you by the people of Ilna.
We saved the city, so they better.
This is Eric asking, not Oliver. Oliver would not ask this.
Oh,
is there like a reward? Do we get like money?
No one's giving you anything.
God damn it! Somebody needs to be greedy in this group.
We got free alcohol.
Killing me.
Yeah, you got free alcohol, you got free food, you got free...
We got free
Is there any diamonds? Are there any diamonds that we can get our
That's
hands
a good question. Maybe before we leave, we should see if the Duke's Manor or whatever the hell had a storeroom of
like
gems.
10 diamonds.
10 diamonds.
Enough to bring everybody
one,
back.
even just one to replace the one that we lost.
Or how many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
Eric.
That's my name.
Pick a number between 1 and 10.
Is this how many diamonds am I gonna get?
Yeah.
We'll go with 6.
Okay, even number, you find 2 diamonds.
Oh, sick. All right, cool.
Hell yeah! Wow. Okay, good. That's enough then. That's reward enough.
Sure.
You find a couple of uncut gems.
If
Uncut
Cole was part of this
gems.
group, we would have had thousands and thousands of gold, but it's fine. He's dead. Let's go to the woods.
All right.
Let's go to the woods.
So you begin your first day of travel. And you leave the city of Hilnam behind. You have Aeliana's mother with you.
I think we should get her like a big, sturdy, like war horse, something.
Okay, yeah. She definitely needs help getting up in it, and getting saddled. But yeah, you guys are gifted enough supplies and everything for your journey, and you start to make your way. As you begin traveling, there is kind of just like an overcast cloud. It's getting late fall, mid-fall. You are traveling through an area that is reminiscent of the area that you were traveling in a year ago. Plains and sparse trees, and it's fall, and you are traveling with Xander, and you're just reminded of the first time that you guys got on the road together. You travel throughout the first day, or half, or whenever you do eventually leave. You travel without hiccup, without obstacle, without instance. You find a nice little grove of trees where you can make camp for the night. Your mother is very sore and in a bit of pain from never really having ridden a horse before.
Oliver shows her some like stretches to do to help.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then does anybody else? Not does anybody else, but the night is yours. You gather up for dinner. A fire is made, and classic camp is set up. Danny.
This wouldn't happen like in the moment, but I think over the last day of travel, and I don't really know how to like actively do this, but I think something that he would be racking his mind about is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, Danny probably has cast Revivify before.
I would assume so, yeah.
And yet no Bernies. So just considering like what is it about Oliver specifically doing this that is causing this kind of reaction every time this happens.
Yeah, I would say, you kind of take the time to think about that. First of a few things. You both received that power from different deities. And so there's that difference there. Also, you think of the possibility that there was a way that Danny was paying for for the revivification that he cast. Maybe it wasn't in a way that he was aware of in the moment, or maybe it wasn't in a way that affected him physically. But you don't think that it is Oliver specific. You think that it is Brarnan specific.
Okay.
Oh, that asshole.
As well as,
I said it.
As well as, yes, it being Oliver specific, just in the way that you and Oliver are different people. And it kind of seems like this is what's happening with Oliver's relationship with Brarnan, and if you had a relationship with Brarnan, maybe it would look different. But it's like, I would say as a former cleric, you know that the relationship between a cleric and a god is very unique. And that this is... that if anybody's going to find out more about that, it's going to need to be Oliver himself. Yeah.
Okay.
Something I wanted to do.
But yeah, you guys have the evening to yourself. Anybody else doing anything in particular? Yes,
I think at some point when everybody's sort of like together and we're having, one of the first nights that we've kind of been alone and had like time like this, Rowina would just sort of look at Emory as in like now's a good opportunity to share what you know.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Emory.
So quick thing, and sorry that I didn't tell you sooner. I was going to, and then I wanted to make sure that everything was fine, and it's really not a big deal. But I made more than just a deal for Xander's life. I told the vessel lady that I would spy on her, or spy for her, I guess, to give her information about Damien's group of drow. She gave me this, and I hold up the ring.
Cool ring.
Right? It's...
I like how it glows.
Yeah.
What does it do?
She said it can put me in communication with her. And she wants me to report back on, she calls them the heathens.
She here. Is that like a open feed?
I might need, if you, with your permission, if I could take a look maybe later. I would cast Identify on the ring.
It is basically a refined version of a sending stone. It is connected to another sister ring, and the users can speak to each other at any time.
Is it like 1-to-1, or is it just like a one message, like the sending stone?
Yes. Yeah. No, sorry. As much as I want. No, back and forth as much as I want.
But I'm not getting anything else that she wasn't informed of. I know I can't tell if it's cursed or not. But
roll an Arcana check.
Is that an Arcana? I don't know.
It's intelligence based, so probably not.
11.
As far as you can tell, you can't see any other types of magic. It just that's what you get out of it.
Seems to be exactly what she told you. As far as I can tell.
She knew our parents. She knew, and I look at Rowina when I say this. I was like, she said she could smell the blood of Aeliana on me.
Creepy.
It's weird. Yeah, it's creepy, but like,
just not that the blood of Aeliana is creepy. The smelling you thing, that is what I meant.
Very weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think this is a good thing. And I'm happy that you did it. I think that we can maybe use it to our advantage.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to know more.
To play both sides, in a way.
Right. I think you made the right choice.
And it got Xander out alive, so that's important.
Good job, Emory.
It also seems as though whatever group Damien is working for is a group that our mother led in some way, or started, or something.
I have thoughts on Damien, and
you do.
Yeah,
well,
we know
really?
you hate him.
Have been thinking. I think maybe my mom might know Damien. I don't know. When we were in Pine, before we left my mom, I got the feeling that she was a part of an adventuring party, and I know you said that Damien was, and why would Damien go to Pineville where there's no known magic unless to seek out the only magic user that he might know in my mom?
Not a bad theory.
Which is why tonight I think I'm going to reach out to my mom.
Absolutely.
It would be good to hear how they're doing anyway. It's been a while.
But if there's anything you might want to ask, if she does know Damien, I can maybe add that in there.
I think we just need to know if she does, and I guess if so, how. But I don't think that with just ascending we can really get more than that.
Right.
Can I just kind of throwing it out there? Last couple weeks have been rough. Everyone, I don't know, mentally ill, whatever, cool. I don't know how to check in.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Cool. Nice.
Thank you for asking.
How old are you?
I feel like I should be a lot worse by comparison. Okay.
Okay. I think I'm as good as I can expect to be under the circumstances.
Yes.
Yes.
It's hard to be able to feel any kind of... And I know we were trying to celebrate a few days ago, but it's hard to feel any sort of finality to anything when there's so much more on the list. So I'm struggling with that a bit.
Yeah, I'm not super thrilled about people idolizing or celebrating whatever.
Well, you have to look at it through their lens, you know? To them, they haven't seen the other towns, they can't maybe put themselves in their position. To them, we saved their world, you know?
No, I know.
And we did, and that's good.
Right. We did a good thing.
But it's hard to...
Just from past experience, the second they put you on a pedestal, it's only a matter of time before you fall off of it. And everyone's eyes are on you.
That's very
I think
fair.
we just have to be aware of that. And not let us get full of ourselves, which I don't think we have or will.
It's not so much getting full of ourselves. It's that you can do anything, and perception of you can just change instantly.
You know, one day you're the hero, next day you're the villain.
I don't really care about people's perceptions of me.
I was going to say, I really only care what you all think. We do the best we can. We're not going to make every friend in the world, but that's okay. I think we do the best we can, and that's all we can do.
Yeah, as long as I have you all, I'm happy. I'm fine.
We make a blood pact here and now.
We already did a brand, so I think
Except for Danny.
I'll pass on the...
Well, how about just
Danny?
No.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Tattoo, though, sometime, yes. Small one.
I could learn to tattoo.
Maybe,
I
okay,
love a
maybe
tattoo.
Oliver let...
I think Aeliana would actually be probably the art.
You're right.
Try. Not now. I'd like to practice first. I don't want to... Yeah.
Oliver gets a tramp stamp.
No.
And Y2K
I wouldn't let him get.
style.
I would not let him get a tramp stamp. If I'm the one doing it, I would.
Tribal tattoo.
That's
yeah.
cool. That is cool. The tramp stamp, absolutely not.
Some good barbed wire.
Yeah.
Aeliana's mom is like,
what is with these people?
What?
I have a question for the group. This
Okay.
something
You look
kinda-
over, like, thinking, like, I wonder what her mom's thinking. She's asleep.
Oh, okay. Aw.
That's
kind of
Open.
Aeliana and I talked about this the other night a little bit. Where do you see yourselves when this is all over? I don't know.
Oh.
I suppose
it is all over.
this all being over is not a thing I've let myself think about.
Right. That makes sense.
I don't know.
It's fair.
I'm gonna say it. I want to go back to Dariok. Maybe not forever, but just miss it,
Well,
you know?
Well, you have your
Like-
love there.
True. I guess I'm going back to Dariok too then.
I don't really know. For a long time, I was like wanting to run away from any sort of adventuring, whatever. But now, I don't really see a world in which I'm not doing this. And I don't mean this to sound depressing or whatever, but most realities that I can think of probably end with me dying. It's amidst whatever bad thing I'm fighting.
I watched any.
I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. I just don't know if... I don't know. I don't exactly see myself dying in a bed surrounded by fat grandchildren, you know what I'm saying?
That's very fair.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I was going to say that now that the dragon has left Harveston, unless it comes back, Emory, it's very possible that Dariok is next after the woods. If we don't need to go back north, that's the next place logically to go. We've
Yeah, I think
put it off for you for long enough.
Our plan was Hilnam, Harvest, and Dariok, Pakra, but now it's probably Hilnam, Pakra, Dariok, and then wherever else from there.
Ronhar?
Yeah. That makes
Because
sense.
where is the... So, hold on.
That was
hold
our
on.
first
Change
journey,
the-
wasn't it? From Dariok to
Yes, it was.
Ranha.
So we have... So we have the wand. The next one is what maybe is the staff.
staff.
The staff. Then
The hammers and the banished isles. I don't know where
That would
fits
be-
in.
Hammers in the Banished Isles. Dariok.
After
So yeah,
Ranha.
actually Dariok would make sense because that's where the cloak of... Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Cloak of Ravens?
Cloak of
No, Cloak of
Storms.
Ravens was Misty Grove,
Correct.
which is on the way to Hammer
Oh.
Dawn.
Then actually it would probably be what? Staff, cloak.
Staff, Cloak of Storms, Cloak of Ravens, then the Hammer. Because it's all on the way.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm.
Sorry, I was getting the Forest on the Cliff mixed with Misty Grove.
That is, to be fair, quite a few steps ahead.
Right.
Which is very bold of us to plan for.
Just, yes.
Just speaking it into existence.
We're talking about, yeah, when it's done. So I just
The
got
future.
ahead of myself.
I mean, what about you two? This is all said and done. What were your plans?
We get our dog back.
Right.
No.
I don't know. I have a vision of the future. It's
Okay.
foggy, but it's there.
It seems
Only Mollyander was here to read our fortunes.
Yeah.
it seems strange at this point to think of a future where we are in different places.
Oh,
I
I
agree with
hope
that.
that isn't the case.
It will be. At some
I don't
point
want to
or another.
envision a future where any of you aren't involved in it in some capacity. I've got this thing. I could set up some more portals.
Yes,
Oh, that's a good idea.
that's a great idea.
And there's also like 5 or 6 that I have no fucking idea where they
Oh
go.
yeah, at some point we just gotta do roulette.
Which is something I want to talk to. Another thing I want to talk to David about.
Yeah.
Well, and Xander hasn't even seen our cool house in Savonia.
No, we haven't.
That's
We
right.
we could go there right now.
No.
But that would
Yeah.
put
No.
us way out. That would put us way off track.
No.
No.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Oh no, that would be.
Xander, you'll see the
no.
house soon.
What about you, Xander?
Probably just alone somewhere.
With your brother.
Maybe.
You don't want to go to your brother?
Of course I'll see my brother. I don't necessarily know if he needs me in his life anymore.
He was like obsessed with you.
He wouldn't shut up
Yes.
about you.
He wanted nothing more than to have you in his life, Xander.
Things have changed. I've changed.
I think he'll care a lot less than you think.
I will care. I put on a face because I wish it to be true. But I spent 6 months in that dungeon, being tortured every day. I'm different now, Rowina. There's a darkness in me that I am constantly pushing to the side. I will wind up alone because that is what they cursed me with. I know it. Deep down, I know it. Not every story has a happy ending. I'm just glad mine had a few more chapters.
I don't know where your story will end, but I think that I have a brother who, if by himself, probably would feel too dark and too broken to find me at times. And I think your brother, well, maybe it's not the same that you've been through, has been through some things himself. And don't assume that just because you're troubled, just because you have darkness in you, doesn't mean you couldn't find somebody to balance it.
Of course.
Curses can be lifted, fates can be changed.
Of course.
What a nice, light bedtime conversation.
I was trying to. Yeah,
Don't we always have light?
Oh, yes, I'm good at that.
Sorry. Just
No,
answer
don't.
truthfully.
Or trially. I'm reaching.
Somebody
I'm reaching.
dare me to talk to the vessel.
Do you want to
No.
talk to the vessel?
No.
I kind of do secretly. I'm not going to, but
Not right now.
she knew some shit. That was crazy.
Is everyone
We
okay?
will at some point.
Is everyone okay with the fact that they're gonna know where we are at every point?
How would they know where
They
we
don't
are?
know where we are.
She gave him Emory the ring.
Right?
To talk to.
They could pinpoint, scry on an object.
We could put it in a lead box, or I could put it in the handy haversack in the void dimension. until you want to use it. You want.
That's a great point.
But I will not take the ring from you, Emory. Whatever you decide to do with it, it's yours.
Yeah. I mean, I want us to be safe, obviously.
I thought we were using it to I just wanted to make sure we were aware of that knowledge.
No, that's
That's
smart.
a very good point.
Wait, can sending stones? Are you what are we saying?
If they
Magical
scry on that, they
object.
can scry on any of us if they can scry. I don't.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they have an object, it makes it infinitely easier.
Yeah,
And
for
if
them.
Emory
Right.
uses the object, it likely will connect them. So he was saying that if Emory uses the object now to
Yeah.
communicate, that would be.
Yeah. No, that's.
But we could
But
keep it
then-
in the sack until Emory wants to use it, which could be anytime Emory wants to use it.
If
I will never- yeah, I
I
would never
even
keep it.
do.
If you even do.
Yes, of
I'd
course.
break it right now. I don't care.
No, you wouldn't.
It's a magical
wouldn't
item.
do
You
that.
can't break it.
Oh my god! No, you wouldn't. You can do anything you set your mind to, Emory.
Emily, I think you should not believe that. I think that there's some things that you shouldn't set your mind to, and I'm gonna just be honest about that.
Okay. Sorry. That's right.
I think you can do anything you set your mind to.
Thank you, Oliver.
No problem.
Emory killed 3
No problem,
giant
babe.
things in one day.
So
Y'all are being really weird.
just,
What do you mean?
sense of humor is not being picked up on, I suppose.
Been a weird couple of days.
So I started the fun trend of dying.
Right.
No one else do it.
Yeah, let's stop that
Please.
trend now, please.
Please. Yes.
But if you
I'd
do,
help out if I
will be there.
listen. What if I could? But I can't really help with that anymore.
It's fine.
I can go through the motions.
I know
It's
what I got
almost a
myself
memory.
into.
Have you ever considered? I know this is touchy subject for cleric, but I'm just saying I've done a pretty damn good revivify myself back in the day. Not exactly physical price for it.
Have I considered what?
I don't know. Arn's pretty dope. Just kind of
Talking
chill.
about switching gods?
I don't know. Keep your possibilities open as to like, this is what's going on.
Sure, my possibilities are always open, but Brarnan so far has steered me.
Oh, I totally
where
get
am
it.
Today.
Totally get it.
Does everybody else worship a god? I don't know. Now we haven't talked about it. Really.
No.
I think at this point it's sort of like a.
Do
I don't know.
all gods give you that power by chance? Just curious.
I don't know, but I don't.
You
think
have to tell the
so.
truth, Oliver.
I don't know, but I don't think so.
It's
Okay.
complicated.
Okay.
It's not exactly like. There's levels of it. A warlock is kind of intrinsically tied to their patron.
Sure,
whereas,
but like that spell specifically, is that something that
I've
is
always
by
kind of thought
becoming
that
a
the.
follower of a god?
I've always kind of, I don't know, follower things differently. But in terms of being a cleric, I always saw it more as less a god giving you their abilities like a warlock and more they're the key that unlocks whatever is possible inside of you.
I see that. I mean, there's people who are high up in the church that have no magical abilities, but they worship their god no less than I do.
There's levels.
I think they choose them. I think all of us been chosen.
I would agree. I think I also have to accept it,
I agree.
but I don't think you're wrong.
I think that Brarnan knew what you would be capable of. He wanted someone
Yep.
strong on his side.
To what end? I don't know.
Anyone else got any stuff they want to get off their chest?
I'm sure that I will after we see Damien.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? I know you've seen him in visions, but
Oh, we ran into that time. Oh no, that was him being sneaky.
no, in Pineville, he was actually in Pineville, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, as far as you know, he didn't...
Right, he just misty stepped or whatever. I mean,
In
how do you
some ways,
two feel about it?
in some ways, I feel very ready. I think that the first several times I saw him, or the first couple times, I was afraid of him or angry with him, and I think I see who he is a little more clearly now.
And who is he?
A coward?
I feel
But
sorry
he's
for
a coward who has answers, so I need those. I do
Emory?
too.
Do your dad do?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like, I don't know, if he does have answers, I want them, but I'm curious about our mother too, and that seems like it's an impossible ask, so.
maybe my mom knew your mom.
That
Why
would
don't
be
you send that
insane.
message?
Damien. I will.
Do it now.
Is that why we're... No.
What?
Still trying to figure out why these fucking artifacts are all, like, weirdly one-to-one matching us.
Well,
Those aren't all of the artifacts that he had. Those were just ones that
Just
he
the
found
5 that he
first.
identified. Still weird.
Yes.
You believe in fate? It's a big question.
I don't know. No? No.
Okay.
surprised to hear you, of all people, say that, Danny.
What is
Okay.
going on?
Let fucking say something or
Yeah,
Knock it out,
like, what
Danny.
is going
What?
on?
What is
Come
going
on.
Xander?
I'm
you've
sorry.
been at Danny's throat since we left. What
How
is
am I in
going on?
Danny's throat? I simply...
You literally, every time he says something, you say
do you want me
something
to
about it,
explain
you
it or
make a
not,
comment.
Emory? I was simply saying that Danny and I have been face to face with fate. That's all I was saying. Goodness. Who jumped down whose throat?
Just feel like we've had a couple interactions. Is this because I was just like, I wasn't super... Okay, I mean, like, when we were at the house and everyone kind of, you know, went off with their other half, Xander came up and I was just kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling super chatty in the moment. Aeliana had died.
He was a dick, but no, that's not what this is about. I'm sorry that I'm having negative emotions. What have I done exactly? I made a joke about about Danny.
There it is. There
I
it
made
is.
a joke about Danny, and a joke that all of you have made, and yet it was weird when I made it.
Can I take Xander's hand?
Sure, yeah. I think that it's not strange for me to be feeling this way. I think that
No, we're not saying it is. Xander.
all
We're
of
just
you should
worried.
be surprised that I haven't shown more of this. You 5 are clearly destined to be together, and every time I ever mention the concerned citizens, I always mention it as a you and then me perspective. And I appreciate you letting me brand myself. But every once in a while, I just get reminded that I am not one of you, and that's fine. But when you spend 6 months being tortured by someone over and over again, it tends to remind you how scary alone is. So yes, I'm in a bad mood. Because I know I won't end up with Aeliana or Oliver. I won't end up at Linda's cottage. Danny won't let anyone close enough to end up with him. So I will end up alone. And that's terrifying. And I'm just scared. But when I said the thing about fate, I genuinely was just saying Danny and I have seen her. Seen someone abuse it, at least. And if you can abuse it, it must mean it exists.
That fair. Sidebar that we really don't have to get into. I think just because 3, you had, I don't know, Oh man, I don't know how to talk about this.
You guys need a moment. Do you want us?
No, but like 3 people. No, I'm just saying like 3 people doesn't equal the world of 3 instances. Doesn't mean alone forever. Someone else, please.
That's good, Danny. You're doing well. You're doing well. Keep going.
No, that's it. That's
Really
just that's pretty much beginning, middle, and end of my point.
I'm not talking about ending up with anyone. I'm talking about simply... Danny, you deserved to do everything that you did last night. You were a dick about it, but you did. But all it did was remind me that we're not really friends. We're, if anything, co-workers. And I feel care towards all of you. I want all of you to succeed. I want the best for all of you. But you didn't experience what I experienced. I was gone from you for quite some time. And then, once we got back together, it was still separate, and it was still, there was always a task at hand. I want to be your friend. And I think that we are friendly. But I think really you found me on the side of the road.
And I found the rest of everybody in a tavern. It's not about where you find somebody.
I'm not trying to... I was asked my opinion and I'm giving it.
Yeah.
I was staying silent for a reason. I didn't mean to bring the group down. I'm not trying to even be emotional. I'm not even trying to have a pity party. I'm just trying to speak facts. I'm not the same as all of you. Clearly destined for amazing, great things. Everyone has a part to play. It's just when you're reminded of your part, sometimes it can be hard to face.
Well, for what it's worth, Xander, we could not have done half of the things we have done in the time together without your part.
I don't know if that's true, Rowina. And that's fine. I'm genuinely... It's fine.
Xander, the only one who's arguing that it might not be true is you.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm sorry.
I think everything you're saying is valid, obviously. And the last thing I will say, someone that's done all this before, that really thought that their existence was wrapped up, you just don't know. Trust me, there was a lot of stuff that I written off from me for life. Just don't know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
And I was genuinely just being funny, and I was in a bad mood and it came across wrong, I suppose.
No.
I don't think any of us are going to win any awards for stand-up, personally.
I do think you said that Danny won't let anybody get close to him. I think you need to open up and let people get close to you, just as you say Danny does.
Damn.
Got me.
And that's the truth.
Because you said it.
Right?
Yo, but like, since when were you thinking about Oliver? That's new information.
No, why does everyone think just because I talked to someone?
That was me. I was being fun. That was me being funny.
Okay, joke. I need to talk about something now. Now we are going to talk about something.
Please,
Danny.
Please.
Ooh. I told Emory that I had a crush on you. All right, I told him that, and I also told him that same night, and this is probably something he forgets about the conversation, that I then realized that wasn't a productive thing to focus on, and that you needed time to focus on yourself and space, and so I left that alone, and I let that leave my brain. And now, whenever I talk to anyone, Emory looks at me with those eyebrows of his.
That is a thing. That is a thing. Anytime that any guy
Well,
could be
I
like a sanitation
Well, I set
worker,
myself up for failure because first I had a crush on Aeliana, then I had a crush on you, so literally anyone I talk to, Emory gives me eyebrows.
Emory does the same thing with me.
To be fair,
it could
when
literally
I
be
talked
like
to Rowina for the first time, Emory was over there giving me eyebrows.
It's like Emory needs to know, and I say this with love and affection, Dick isn't going to solve all my problems. You know what I'm saying?
Have you tried?
Yeah. That's why I went to rehab.
This is
good.
Angie reminding that at the end of a session, Emory told Danny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
sure.
cool.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
No. Emory did. Yeah. But
Emory just
but
eyebrows.
Xander doesn't know that, and so Xander thinks that this weird.
Emory's just like watching, going.
It's because it hasn't been addressed.
Go ahead and roll an insight check for me, Danny. Emory.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Aeliana is like holding to Oliver's arm, like watching this back and forth with like the most like, what is going on?
Your mom is missing some juicy.
I know.
I think she's probably like one eye open, like
She's living right now.
She's pretending to be asleep. It's like when you put your headphones in, but there's no music. I got a 14.
14. You think that Xander is saying this because he thinks that Danny's reaction last night was because he thinks he has a crush on him. You know what I mean? And Xander's trying to say, like, he's trying to, like, so he looks at you and he says, I genuinely enjoy all of you. I'm not trying to be with any of you. Can we get all that out there in the open now?
That's awesome. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So when I went to talk to you last night, I genuinely was just checking on you. And
that's fine. I wasn't interpreting that in a certain way.
Well, Danny, I will say the word for word, and this is why I called him a dick, everyone. Word for word, Danny said to me, just because everyone else is pairing off doesn't mean you have to come talk to me.
Well, I didn't mean it in that context. I did say that. But I did, but one of those pairs are siblings, so I didn't think that inherently meant stuff.
Okay.
You're,
point there.
I guess you're. That's a pretty good point. I didn't think about that. All right.
Should we leave them alone? Let's leave.
Yes.
No, that's the whole point.
I don't think we need to. How about no more shipping?
I've done this
before.
I've done the whole party.
So I just wanted to
each other.
But Xander's not a part of us. Xander's not a part of us. So you guys can be together because Xander's not a part of us.
That's a point.
Emory, okay. Do you remember like when I first came back and I said, "Hey, my one request is to please stop trying to set me up with people because
we have ignored that completely.
That's not true. I haven't tried to set him up with anyone.
Aeliana has not. Rowina also
I didn't try to set him up with anybody.
And Oliver hasn't either. It's really just been Emory.
Just Emory.
But Danny, can you blame Emory? Emory just wants you to be happy.
I'm fine. I just don't think that me getting whatever action is gonna like. That's not.
Well,
what
also, Danny, I just genuinely want. I want to be friends with you, and I don't want you to not be friends with me because you think something else.
No, that's never been a thing.
I don't know if it's never been a thing.
I didn't say nothing.
I don't believe you.
That's a lie.
See?
Okay.
As someone who Danny has been in love with, I feel like me and
no!
Can I just say
we should go to bed.
Can I just say that Danny, me and
Aeliana's mother immediately said something. What?
Not in love with you. I feel like me and you.
No, I was.
But I feel like me and
God.
you have been able to move on, and I cherish our relationship now, and I feel like me and you are in a great place.
Yeah.
I feel like we're able to move on from that, and I am going to stop talking after this sentence.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Oh, I love everything.
Honestly, can we all just take this as a compliment that we're all very beautiful people?
Yes.
I wish Nessa was here. She would love this.
Yeah.
Just broke out in a flop sweat.
Aeliana's mom looks at you, Danny, and she says, "It's okay. We all will. You'll either find your person or you won't, and that'll be fine too."
Thanks, Mrs. Avarna.
You know, I just want to let you know that it's okay, whatever you decide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is Danny short for Daniel?
Sure.
Okay.
No, it's not, Mom. It's Danrek.
Oh, you can tell me no. You don't have to be so I have done things, young man, in my past.
Mom,
Oh,
please.
wow.
What kind of things have you
No.
done?
What?
Wow.
What
Join
kind
the
of
circle, come
things?
here.
Wow.
Mrs. Avarna, what have you done?
I'll crack open that bathtub, Jen.
Oh, Jesus
As
Christ.
soon as you do, you don't have any more nose hairs. Like
No one's sleeping.
Oh God!
Close it. That's dangerous.
Well, I was just, you know, you all. I was listening to this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew it.
It's crazy that some of you have died. That's, oh my, that's insane.
3 out of 6.
Well, I mean, if she was listening, she would have heard that
3 out of the
Aeliana
6 of you
had died.
No. It
No,
was
yeah,
never
I was
Danny
listening.
said
I was
Aeliana died. Danny said it. 100%.
Oh, well, that was
That was a while ago.
yeah.
That
I
was
guess you're
before.
right.
So she might have.
He did.
recently.
But because I think it's so funny everything that she said to this point, I'm gonna say she didn't hear that part.
I was also paying attention. I was like, I don't think you
But
did.
she did just hear the 3 out of 6, and so she goes, "Oh, well, Danny."
What other crazy things have you done, Ma?
Xander exploded into ice.
Aeliana Avarna.
Full name.
Yes.
What happened in the battle with the dragon?
We killed the dragon.
Aeliana
We won.
Avarna. Aeliana Adrian Avarna.
It's fine.
Oliver's he's
I'm fine.
so quick. It was so
Were
quick.
So
you
fine.
one of the 3?
Yes.
Like a second. Oliver
got
was
to
right
her.
there.
I
Oliver
got
was
to her
right
right
there.
away.
So cool.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
You died and came
So
back?
close.
Oliver is.
The life that you have led. Don't you ever die again.
I never know.
I won't allow it.
Yes, ma'am.
Oliver, not only do you have a jaw that could cut those
He's
diamonds,
perfect.
you
We all were
so
really,
weird.
we understand this. This is well established territory. We're gonna like
have to leave.
everyone that meets Oliver, it's just drool city.
Well, I mean,
Well,
objectively,
it used to be.
You know.
Everything's fine.
You can see that she's like playing it up a little bit, but she genuinely is like upset a little.
Oh yeah, no.
I think we don't really
really
use
fine.
Oliver. I don't think we use Oliver's distract. I don't think we use Oliver enough as a distraction.
I think
Well, I
that's-
can't lie.
Well,
Sorry.
no, but you just existing is enough to make everyone lose their goddamn minds.
We've got
I'd like
me.
to maybe not
You've got
put
me.
him in that position. Yeah, Xander would be better.
Yeah. What's the difference between me and Oliver?
Xander would be better?
No, I'm just saying I don't want other people to want you.
Dear
Well, that's a
Nessa.
problem. You're gonna have to get used to that.
And as we begin to zoom out from this from this conversation, we hear laughing in the distance.
What?
We hear laugh
it's
like
us.
the
Our
laughing,
laughter. We were like, where?
And someone else does too.
the laughing of all
Damien
of
is
you.
watching us.
We zoom out, and we see a figure
Dude.
staring at the fire from further away,
Dude.
No.
and they're just looking and watching the situation. And we can only see just kind of the outline of this figure as they're standing and watching. But we do see 2 curled black
Yeah.
horns
There it is.
from the top of the head,
Papa.
Yeah.
and a black staff in their hand.
Oh shit.
And that is where
Maybe
we
it
will
is not.
end.
Oh, easy. He's just gonna come give it to
That
us.
is where we will end this
cool.
week's
Save us some
session.
trouble.
Dad.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had a great time. Thank you to my players, the best players the GM can ask for. I say it every
Chaos.
time, but I mean it every time. Follow us at CharmedPersons on Instagram and TikTok. And join the Discord.
Thank you,
And
Jack.
we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.